5.
Holy shit. 5. Hello. Welcome back to Awakenings. As I mentioned, I got distracted because Evie posted a bunch of my shaking faces in chat for a second.
It's because, yet again, Evie was in my brain. It's like, you can't count down. I'm chewing. But it delayed it just enough that I was no longer chewing because the 5 is legally required.
I appreciate that the two of you are either like full enemies or on each other's side at all times. There's never a sort of in between. It's either like I will slay you or you're the best. Thanks.
Yeah.
We're enemies because we commit to the bit with a capital T, but cut from the same cloth. And well, I was going to say we'll die for one another, but I shouldn't speak for you.
Yeah.
At least you know it goes in one direction. Welcome.
I will kill for, but die for.
Why not? We're all dying anyway.
Take them out for dinner a couple times and then talk about dying for each other.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on
as you can see,
stream.
we're on stream. No, I love this cast so much. I think we're just having a great time together, and that's what more can you ask for? So we'll do our usual, which is kind of go through announcements, let everyone introduce themselves and show off where else you can find them. We'll hop into the recap and then back into the action. For our channel, we don't have too many announcements, although I think Nunners and I are still planning to do some like one-shots or short series during March. So we should be getting to the like details out to the public soon. But that's more or less it. And then tomorrow is a little dicey, I know, for Legacy. And difficult terrain is most likely on this Saturday. I'm not sure. But anyway, with that, I will start our introductions and start with Joe, because his cat was trying to drink and he's underage. So Joe was responsible and didn't let him.
It's true. He was trying to get some alcohol. And also, Legacy is always dicey. It's the name of the game.
God damn it.
Because it's dice.
As soon as I came to him, I was like, regret.
Yes. Anyway, my name's Joe, and I'm playing Benavar, and he is mostly a sorcerer, and he's a tiefling, and he's dead. So that's what's going on here. We're just doing the best we can, and that's not fair. I'm in the middle of talking. I can't defend myself. Somebody put the pro pun thing in the chat. I'm busy. Anywho, when I'm not here being invited to all sorts of wonderful things by wonderful people on Foozca's channel, I'm on Dispel Logic on Sundays when we're not hounded by tech issues. And it's, I have a channel, Microcosmic God. Sometimes I stream. I'm working on it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do a Mass Effect thing. It's going to be great.
Let's go.
But that's me. I was thinking earlier today, I was like, you know what? Anytime Legacy bails on us for the weekend, I got a Friday free then. I can just do it then. Anyway, Netters, you run Legacy. Talk about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Legacy is an old campaign. It's the one we had from our childhood, and I just extended it after coming back into D&D for a while, and it's in the process of ending. So we'll see what happens. So that's that. I do that on Fridays. I'm a victim on Fooz's her campaign on Saturdays. It's really rough. It's trauma train, choo-choo. But I think the heroes are actually going to get a part of a carrot that they've been chasing literally for years at this point. So we shall see if this boy gets his beat down that he well deserves. It's going to be good times. All the bones he has, it's going to be great. Anyway, I play Thelonious. He is a Skaven alchemist who is very confused and partially terrified with this particular group, and is doing his best and is running dangerously low on ammonia. But yeah, we'll go with that. I'm going to kick it off to Evie. Kick around, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Evie, the Disaster GM. I normally am the director and GM over on Altered Echo Archives, but Fooz has been so kind as to have me over here on a couple of games. Currently, I am playing Locke, a changeling monk. They almost died again. Can you die again? They almost died again, or were absorbed or whatever last session. But yeah, it was they weren't having a good time. They went full on feral. Um, but I promise I will not take any vengeance whatsoever on Foos when she guests this weekend on Empyrean Rising in our combat that we are also undergoing against some enemies and stuff. But yeah, Foozca will be guesting with us on Empyrean Rising. It will be fun. I promise that I will not target her. Anyway, Ava, hi.
Hi everyone, it's your Madam Ava here. I'm vibing. Happy Black History Month, y'all. I play Rahani Runechild, who is a ghost slayer, blood hunter, exorcist, cleric. And she is still the keeper of the brain cells of the party. We'll see how that goes. She's also dead with everyone else.
Just to be clear, also dead.
We're all dead. But I will romance that Celestial, mark my words. Anyway, taking over to Xanthos.
Hello, it's your boy Xanthos. I am playing the Satyr Bard Calcepatus Bledsoe, who is also dead in case that wasn't clear. He's just reacting to the things placed in front of him like any normal person would. But he has a shirt now, so he can hide in that. I run my own campaign over on my channel Campfire Stories. Just had session 8. Next time we're streaming is 19th. I think that's the Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's every other Monday, right?
Right.
Good stuff. And also, you stream a bunch of other things too. I know you were Baldur's Gating, I think yesterday or the day before, because I know I had
I'm not too good at it. I keep thinking that I can buff other people, but all of my buffs are self buffs. So I keep promising spells for my companions and then just buff myself, and then they look at me like I just betrayed them, and I'm like, I keep forgetting because we only play every other Wednesday, so
that's not enough time to retain anything.
It's still fun.
You just own it. When they look at you after you buff yourself, you just look at them and go, yeah, you're doing great.
It kind of sucks when I go, all right, I'm gonna use Blade Ward on Jim, self buffs. Yeah.
Good luck, Jim. No, it's awesome. That's a good time. But yeah, so that is the wonderful cast that we have, and I'm very excited to hop back into it. I think I was going to mention one tiny thing that, as per usual, I think I'm going to forget and then remember after the break, so I'll do it then. So, in the meantime, we'll run through our recap and let all of our wonderfully dead characters take over the stream once again. So, as has been explained a few times now, everyone died in episode 1 and have found themselves in this afterlife of sorts, in which the rest of the souls seem to kind of travel in a particular direction and seem to remain as motes, whereas this team seem to kind of take some kind of corporeal form that is very much capable of their old, living talents and abilities, but without standing, sort of floating around in this space. And in this time, they have been some of them at least, have been assaulted with certain visions. But after traveling for a little bit, after the Avatar mentioned that they should travel in a particular direction, that is to follow the moats and kind of follow that trail as the moats are going in hopes to end up where they're supposed to be, the team was instead ambushed by some strange shadowy creatures known as Faceless Wanderers, or otherwise known as Fancy Fabric Boys, I think. And they managed to defeat all of them, although one did, or two actually, I believe, did manage to knock out Locke. But Calcepitus, with a mass healing word, managed to revive Locke, and a few, for the most part, unfortunate memories were kind of forced upon some of the fighters in this situation. But with all of the faceless wanderers taken care of, the team was able to actually introduce themselves to each other. I think names have finally been formally passed around, only after combat, but we got there. But after introducing themselves, another wave of visions assaulted everybody at this point, with Thelonious finding himself in sort of a dark, deep place that felt peaceful in some ways. Rahani found herself in a fully white landscape with no details, just white and Rahani. Locke found themselves in an overseer view, essentially, watching a shorter creature walk along a path at night. Calcepitus found himself in a place he's seen before, but only after he passed on and has been in this afterlife. Some sort of grassy field in the middle of a starry sky of some kind. And Ben, the vision he got was of the person who ended him, unfortunately. And I believe we ended that stream with Ben firing off Eldritch blasts in the direction of said figure. So we are going to be picking up with all of you recovering from the visions that you saw that always seem to come as the environment blurs around you, and then as it refocuses into this new vision, it blurs again and then comes back to where you are. So with clarity about you, and an Eldritch Blast fired off into the distance, we'll hop back in, and I will remind Nenners that you unanimously won the inspiration. So you have the inspiration tonight, but we'll be picking up with you guys recovering from those visions. Still floating in space.
Is there? So we're more or less in the same place that we've been, right? There hasn't been any environmental changes. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
With the shorter figure that I saw, was I able to get any sense of the surroundings or of what type of creature it might have been? Because short figure, bipedal, quadrupedal, humanoid, non-humanoid, any type of indication like that, something that might have seemed familiar, maybe.
I would say you would absolutely be able to recognize this is a bipedal humanoid, and I think even in the sort of blurry scene you were getting, you could make out bits of armor, you're pretty sure, as well as a little more clearly a spear being held in one of the hands. But the other details were unfortunately kind of lost, kind of a blob in this blurry vision.
Okay.
I'm looking around because a bow bitch showed up and now he's invisible, and that's not good for anybody.
No characters played by you, at least.
Yeah.
You don't see anything at the moment, but the rest of the team, you did watch your friend, your companion at this point, fire off some Eldritch blasts. I don't know if they'd consider you friends. I don't want to put words in their mouths.
They love me.
Instantly.
What are you firing at?
Man, what killed me?
There's nobody there.
That's a problem.
Yeah, Locke looks around, and in her current form is significantly more visually expressive, because can't have the chameleon mood ring effect currently. So she kind of looks around exaggeratedly. I am pretty sure that they all were vanquished. If you're still trying to fight the creatures that were attacking us.
Oh no, they're gone. Oh well, I think they're gone. Looking around for them. Yeah, no, one of them. Like I said, man, what killed me.
Did he
And
die
I
too?
didn't get in.
And we didn't see this individual, correct?
No.
I certainly didn't. Well, I just had an interesting little daydream, death dream. Would you call it a death dream? Rambles about that for a minute. Perhaps you were seeing things.
Can't speak for everyone, but I was betrayed, murdered, and he died, and then
that's bad.
what was your name? Cordycepsis. He died because he didn't have a shirt.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. But now I have one, and it's like super oversized, and it basically just swallows my entire body up. But I'm just like,
Do you want that to be like wrapped a bit to like fit you a bit better? I completely forgot there's a size difference between us.
I mean, it's fine.
Panic.
It's like down to his knees. It's a full nightshirt.
Well,
Can I roll history on myself to see if I recognize the place that I saw? Because I've been outside of that place. That Xanthos knows what it is, but Cal doesn't know what it is for like the majority of his life. So would he even remember?
Weirdly enough, I think it would be a history check. I was trying to see if it would make more sense as another one, but I don't think so. So, yes, go ahead and roll your history check.
I'm hoping that was your water bottle and not your hand.
It was my water bottle. However, incite yourself, yeah, pretty much. It's not ringing a bell, to be honest. You're not sure. Genuinely, with that check, you're not sure where. It could be anywhere. You're not leaning towards any particular space.
Could I
just want-
insight check myself to see if I know what the fuck that white void was, or whatever check it is?
For you, it would be a history as well.
Okay.
This is more of a history check. Oh shit! You don't have advantage, but as usual, we'll go with the first roll if anything happens. So that's an 18. Rahani, this is also kind of leaning in a little bit to your religion as well. This is kind of a general lore check that you're doing, so it's kind of spanning the gamut of many different things. But as far as you're concerned, you have never heard of that. Especially as you're well aware of sort of the life cycles and as you go to the afterlife, your god is supposed to collect you so long as you're a good little cleric or whatever you happen to be, but that is something that you have never heard of. Most of the time, it is a very clear-cut situation. You end up where you're supposed to end up, and there's no question about what goes on, unless some strange pact was had, and maybe you end up in the fugue realm, but that is clearly not what you're experiencing. You're not sure, to be honest, but you know what it's not, and that's normal.
I don't know what that was, but I'm assuming it was that horrible, horrible monster of a bitch. And I'm going to find that woman, I swear to the gods itself. Even if I go back, even if I have to die 3 more times, I will murder her. Anyway, what are we doing?
Was all of that out loud?
Yes.
No, it was definitely a man that killed me.
No man can kill
He's
me.
around here.
I am not intelligent enough to say this. I might be wise enough to say this. Can I make the general assumption based off of the clues that have been trickled out from my
Presented
companions
to you.
that
Uh-huh.
that we have all had a differing vision of some kind?
I would say with the information that's given to you're
Like
able to
I've
piece
got a
together.
wisdom of 17, so I'm hoping that the wisdom is high
Yeah.
enough because my intelligence is not.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're as a team are collectively figuring out everyone died in a different way.
Yeah.
And everyone is experiencing different visions.
Ooh. Ben, was it I believe that we've all just recently had a seeing of some kind, death, dream, vision, what have you. And you might have seen him as in you are seeing things. And that thing is obviously not the bitch that has killed her.
Oh, you saw someone. Oh, see, no one said they saw anybody but me. Everyone would just
I
start
didn't
mention how
see
they
anyone
died.
in my vision. I
Oh,
I
just
okay.
saw
void.
someone, but it definitely wasn't who killed me.
I was just on somebody's lawn.
I was in a blank void.
It was dark, and I saw someone small.
Just gonna surreptitiously look at the rat, then look back.
Not that type of someone. As
What do you
far
mean
as
by
I could
that?
tell, there wasn't a tail.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't me.
I don't know. You didn't have division.
I don't know if I had seen your killer, as I don't know what your killer looks like, but it was a small person in armor. And it was dark. There wasn't a lot of details. I am still somewhat disoriented.
All right. So we've learned death isn't safe. Lovely. And I guess we got to keep going that way.
You mean north?
Death is an entirely new adventure for me either way. So I suppose interesting that you can heal here. Thank you again, by the way.
I do want to discuss one thing. The very large lady. You said you were immune to men, like man things, or like males. And if that's the case, can I have a vial of your blood?
I don't think we've got blood.
Even if we did, I do have a question. Do you have any sort of association with hags? And answer truthfully, or I will murder you again, I guess.
Rude. No. No. Look, you are the only no-furs I've ever hung out with, except him. He's a half-fur. I don't know why you shaved your torso, but you paid for it, I guess.
I like look in my shirt. Well, yeah.
Just as hairless as you remembered it.
Yep. Jeez.
Point is, no, I'm not giving you my blood, even if I had it.
That's fair.
I don't think we have blood. I was very injured, and it mostly looked like I was disappearing, if I remember the trauma correctly.
I mean, I should be bleeding, I think.
I should have been bleeding as well, but I was not, alas.
If you guys are still bleeding, I didn't do a good job healing.
Well, if there's no blood, how would you know?
I don't know.
He's got a point.
No, I'm not saying you should know. I'm saying don't blame yourself for nothing. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
He does have a point. I'm sorry, I might have been somewhat disoriented. So when you introduced yourself, healer, hooved person, what is your name again?
You can call me Cal.
All right, Cal. Lovely. Thank you. Perhaps we should continue moving as the winged gentleman had suggested, lest that we be attacked again.
Oh, hang on a mo. Fuck me. I do have a point. Sorry, this is new. Still, did you see the bitch that killed me?
No, none of us saw the bitch that killed you.
You aren't steel. Excuse me.
Oh.
The orb on his sword starts to
am
just
I
glow slightly.
Steel? My name means snake.
Like,
No one else
Hold my sword up
hears.
to my ear. It's internal. It does.
Oh!
But
Oh!
Everyone, no one else hears what's happening, but as you can see on his artwork, the yellow gem in the center starts to kind of glow softly, and in your head you hear, "No, I didn't hear shit."
I'm
all
Cal.
right, so he's not here. That's fun. I mean, it's not fun. We're dead, and that's bad. But you know, he's not here to kill us again. So that's good. Should you be here? How did I take you out of... I died. You should be on the ground wherever I died. Well, in a tree now, I guess.
Yeah,
Is he
and
talking to
yet
his
I'm
sword?
here.
Shush!
So here we are.
I'm pretty sure that
Why is he
he
dying
is
in a
talking to
tree?
his sword.
So,
Maybe he crashed.
Don't really know.
Let's just
I don't know how that
Why?
works. So if you're stuck here dead with me, sorry about that.
People
You just sense
People
confusion.
in isolation
Yeah.
do experience some interesting psychological breaks that occasionally attribute inanimate objects with personalities.
Rude.
I've seen it in a variety of those who have been liberated from
Rude
imprisonment.
again. Listen, sometimes you find a magic sword and it talks and it makes a deal with you and you get a bit of magic. It happens.
Oh, a
He is
sentient
correct, right?
sword.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna float over to Ben and like look at his sword, just go, "Hi, I'm Cal."
You watch the yellow kind of glow a little bit, but in your head, obviously, Ben, you hear, he knows I can't hear him, right?
No, he doesn't know that.
Okay, can you explain that like better this time?
Well, I hadn't got to it yet. They started thinking I was crazy and started saying rude things while I was busy talking to you.
Cal, my dear.
Listen,
Cal,
I have
I'm
not had
assuming
to talk to
that's
many
a
people
sword.
about you yet.
Ask him if he gets cut into somebody, if it hurts.
We're floating now. We're just floating.
I am letting them do their thing now, being highly suspicious of any type of intelligent object, and
Valid.
just kind of keeping an eye out on our surroundings. So just kind of like actively watching our surroundings for possible other attacks by the creature freaky cloak things that wanted to take over my afterlife that I apparently have.
I'll also do
I
that, but
loved-
also check and see where's my beautiful celestial wife? Is she still just like off staring at the distance, or is she following us again?
Yeah. So, two things. Evie, I loved every part of that sentence. And Ava, the celestial woman does seem to be looking in your direction again. Her head is turned back towards you. You can give me an insight check as you look back at her, though. Just blowing her kisses.
Blowing kisses. She can't see me blowing kisses.
I want her to know it's real.
Holy shit!
My love for celestials know no bounds.
Despite
Seriously.
the inability to communicate, this celestial
Yes,
gets on her knee and
serious.
proposes. No, I'm kidding. With your
Yeah, with
26
rolls like
insight,
that?
that's wild. You, even though you see her head looking in your direction, as always, she's just so bright that there's just featureless face and details, but you can always make out sort of like the outline of armor, as well as the hair and such. But she's looking towards you, but just the body language of her right now, she's gripping that spear a little tighter than you remembered. And while she is remaining beside you, you feel like she's ready to flit off in a moment. And perhaps because she has seen something, or perhaps because she's expecting something, you're not entirely sure. But she seems concerned, but is looking over you right now.
Well, all those facial expressions were making a decision because I wasn't going to ask my sword that. But instead of blowing him off, I am going to opt to lie. Oh, no, we talked about that. Only people who get hurt by him cutting into people he's cutting. It's fine. He can't hear you. I never... I think it still feels weird. Sorry, you've told me, but you're a sword, and I think I'm just project. It doesn't matter. I'm not. Should put the sword away.
You hear Barry Saul, "You bitch," when you're putting it away.
We have all like our equipment and stuff, right?
You have been finding that if you died with it on your person, if you so much as kind of think about it, strangely enough, it seems to conjure. It does also seem to remain after you have conjured it in whatever way that is. But so long as it was on Calcepetus when he passed, you're able to grab something that you had in your life.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna take out my pan flute and go. This is my pan flute. It doesn't talk, and it also can't hear you. I just like hold it up to make sure you can see it in all its glory.
Give you like a clap on the shoulder and a nod, like, "Yep, that." Mm-hmm.
That tracks.
I also have a rock. Look at this rock.
All right.
I died with a rock on me.
Anyway, highlight of the conversation. Still didn't see nothing. So, guy wasn't there. It was fake. And that's important, I think. Anyway, I'm just gonna start drifting north.
It's not
the north.
Okay.
We know it's not north, but we need shorthand and north work.
I know.
We need to designate a direction as north.
We're drifting towards Neverland because we're traveling through the stars. Straight on till morning. I don't know if it'll ever be morning.
You know, we're calling this north, right? And that's fine. But what's up?
Down.
Up is relative, isn't it?
Well, no,
I don't think so.
But here, up just can't be whichever way is above your head at that particular moment, because it might not match everyone else.
So, are we all like collectively floating north right now?
Unless you're all just letting me drift away, yes.
I'm floating upside down on purpose.
As Locke says that up is relative, I just like slowly start floating at like a diagonal just to see like, is up relative? Like, I'm going up, right?
Cal, you start noticing as you're going upwards that you're sort of spacing yourself away from the moats that are in a relatively concentrated, almost tube of transportation, whatever they're going in. It just, you've always been encompassed within it, but as you start to kind of float outside of it or even get close to that barrier, it starts feeling a little colder, and you didn't feel temperature before, but in a awful way. It reminds you of the last few moments you had before you passed.
Oh.
Stay on the path, you fools.
I want to float back down.
Like
shivering.
Not knowing that that's what Cal was experiencing. She would have, while he was floating away, because Locke is purposefully floating upside down in relation to them, we'll go, up is relative because you're floating down according to my perspective at the moment.
Right, but that doesn't help us if you need to be like, there's somebody above you. I mean, I guess it would be someone's up. It worked there, but it doesn't always work.
It's like a three-dimensional Cartesian graph. It's not hard. X, Y, Z.
What do letters have to do with anything?
Is a Cartesian is that from a particular country where you're from?
Never been to Cartes.
It's what the graphs are. Okay, never mind mine. Give me headache.
He was speaking math. Got it.
I thought it was like graft, like a skin graft.
Oh no. I think it was like the actual academia math.
Have to do with navigation. What? All right, let's just
that reminds me. I wanted to ask you.
Go with the bright light said to go.
Hold on. Because you speak in math, and earlier you said something and it confused me. Why would anyone want to measure light?
So you know how bright you need things to be.
You can either see or you can't.
That seems pretty binary. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't have time to. All right. Let's say you had large cavern, right? You need to know how many lights you need to light cavern adequately. Yes.
You just keep adding them.
Light until you can see.
See? Cow gets it.
Or you could take the light with you, or you could just cast dark vision on yourself.
The rat visibly has a headache.
This is what happens
but
when there's a party with an intelligence caster, and then most other people are not intelligence casters.
I don't know what it is, but the general makeup of most of our teams are like 90% of the team's an idiot, and then there's one smart guy who's just struggling.
And it's Nenners.
I have a point in intelligence, so Rahani's like,
yeah, right.
understanding, but like,
I also got one
fine.
point. This just ain't the shit I needed to know.
I should play intelligent characters. I love playing intelligent characters and just rambling about physics at people in game to see the confusion on their face. But playing stupid characters is fun.
That's the good
No,
stuff.
I also like a character with a brain, but the problem is I like people hit people with swords, and intelligence doesn't usually help you. Occasionally, you make an artificer or a wizard that needs it to make the hitting people with swords work, and then it's great.
Inquisitive Rogue.
Yeah, I don't care for Inquisitive
Let's see.
rogues.
Anywho,
Lightsabers are great.
as we devolve, this is fun. We're having a good time.
This
but you
entire
guys
conversation is canon as we're floating north towards.
Yeah. Whatever I had to say was just the angel avatar lady just talking to you. So I was like, you know what? I find the dumb characters are great. Anyway, you guys are floating.
Oh yeah.
As you go ahead, it's time for us to do another random event, if you don't mind. So I believe Ava rolled for the last one, so I'll ask for a new volunteer to roll me a d20, please.
I'll roll, I guess.
Just the ladies are like, oh shit.
Well, this is bad.
I'm just like, I wasted a.
We talked about
I
this
wasted
off
a nat
screen.
20. I wasted a fucking nat 20. So I'm
Leviathan
just like,
emerges
oh, I
from the
guess.
depths.
Oh my god. So the soul Leviathan
we're
comes
gonna-
up
we're
and
gonna-
eats all
oh,
of you.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're just
Um,
all gonna die again.
Um,
Good game, guys.
It's all right. We'll
As
just
you
explore
guys
the
continue-
afterlife.
we'll find out what happens then, huh? But no, as you go, it is a situation in which you can thank you, Insomnia. Just got a DM inspiration.
Oh, perfect timing.
Um,
Thank you.
Glorious timing. As you are all floating along and still chatting with each other as you go about this adventure in a way, it's still peaceful and quiet at the moment. Thankfully, nothing that feels alarming or is really kind of catching anybody's attention. But as you start to go for a few minutes in this strange timescape, which is kind of hard to tell how much time is passing, just so long as you're moving, something is passing at least, the avatar remains beside you. And those with high perception, which would be Locke and Rahani, you're starting to notice that the motes are starting to kind of thin out a little bit. You're not quite catching when it's happening, but some of them are starting to disappear in some way. And it's about this time when you're like catching that the numbers are going down a little bit, not by a lot, maybe like 5% have dipped, but the two of you are just paying enough attention to notice that Ben starts to kind of slow down in his floating with the rest of the team. And for a moment looks like he's sort of flickering, nearly transparent. And Ben, in this time, you start hearing what sounds like chanting in your mind. And it feels like your vision is starting to blur again, but not in a familiar sense, unfortunately, as the visions you've had before, but something else. You feel like you're being pulled, but you can't quite figure out what's happening.
So I'm gonna float with my, I believe it's 55 speed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Over to Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of lean in uncomfortably close to see if he reacts to that.
You can
I
still
react to that?
see a blurry figure of Locke coming towards you. You can tell. Oh, you're she at the moment because she is
Yeah.
still in that form.
I
Is
was
leaning
asked
into
to stop changing.
So I did.
So do you react at all to the fact that Locke, as like random elf woman, is like leaning uncomfortably close?
Huh. No, you face check. I didn't get drunk, and this isn't that. This is I'm dead still. Who's talking?
And then I try and poke him in the forehead.
Your finger goes through what seems like a blurry red forehead for about an inch before you feel
His brain.
something stop your finger. His brain! It just squishes. No, but you do feel your finger stop at a certain point, but you can see a little bit of his like red coloration around the first like inch or so of your finger.
I believe we have a problem. And with my finger still in Ben's forehead, I just kind of lean over so that it's visible that my finger is through his forehead.
Of course.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
First you change faces, now you put fingers through skulls? What? What is going on? So
I would assume, and like pulls the finger out, I would assume that I can make metaphysical contact with
you
the
chose the
rest of
brain
you.
of all the
Would
other
you-
body parts that don't cause horrific damage. The head is what you went for.
Would you like me to test it on you instead?
Touch me, and it would be very, very, very bad unpleasant for you.
Just gonna point out that I didn't roll the 20. Why am I getting this? In 21
these are
days, I'm gonna be
character
white with a capital H
specific.
again, Foos. And I
I'm
don't know I have
telling
to
you.
stand for this anymore.
You
Like I
should
said,
feel
some of these are
honored.
character specific.
You should feel honored you're the nat 20.
Weirdly, that
Uh,
does
So-
help. Thank you.
I've heard that sometimes when under the effects of unexpected magical circumstances, pain can help to wake you up as much as we could potentially wake up. Would you like me to hit you?
No, I would like you to not be talking like this isn't happening. Who's talking?
What do you mean, who talking?
I
What
am
do you mean
talking
talking?
to
Yeah,
you,
you're talking. Other
directly in front
people are
of you.
talking.
My finger
I
was
can-
inside of your head.
I can sort of see that, but there's other people, and they're talking, and they're louder than you. And it's rude.
Did you hear these voices before she destroyed your temporal lobe?
Is it your sword?
He does have a
What?
history of hearing things speaking to him.
Hey, the sword talks, and my temporary lobe is excellent. So,
Temporal.
You're the only one that can
Whatever
hear
kind
your
of love.
sword speaking, and now you can hear other things speaking to you.
listen, it's not my fault. Whoever made a magic talking sword didn't let it talk to people that aren't, well, whoever holds it. In this case, me. Well, I think you gotta do a whole thing. We're wasting time. People are chanting, and it's loud, and it's probably bad. You're
Johnson.
blurring.
What they say?
I know. What do they say?
Give me an investigation check, or I'll in perception, I guess, to just see if you can focus enough to listen to the
One
voices.
of those is way better, and you changed it to the worst one.
I love you.
Happy Black History Month, everybody! All right,
Like I said, 21 days, Foos.
Yep.
Then I don't have to
And then
take
it's
this
hot-
anymore.
and then it's Women's History Month. All
Yay!
Damn!
right, anyway.
Double whammy.
Anyway, as you are attempting to focus on it, at first it sounded like numerous voices, but as you're kind of calming your mind a little bit, you're realizing it's one voice, but it's just kind of like overlapping on top of itself, or just kind of almost out of sync with itself. It's just one person, but you can't make out what they're saying. It's muffled.
I
but
hear where they are relative to me.
it's sourceless. Just seems to be everywhere for you.
All right, so it's not people. It's one guy, I think. It's one source of words, and it's chanting on top of itself, and it's rude. Someone may get stopped.
You don't
Can you
recognize the
attempt
voice?
to imitate the voice that you hear so that we could potentially try to understand what it is that you're supposedly hearing?
I would like
No,
to
'cause it's
cast
just talking over
comprehend
itself.
languages on Ben if able to.
Okay, sure.
Just reaches
That-
out and like touches his face, like comprehend.
I purposefully move out of the way for another person to just randomly
Bap.
make contact.
Love it. Ronnie, while you're here, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Ooh, okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
I'm so sorry,
Is it because
guys.
I made contact with
I am
Ben?
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I
Ronnie,
did not mean to fuck us up with a fucking nat 20.
this is a common spell that you have cast in the past. It's harmless. You know it in and out. You've done it to friends, to yourself, whatever it might be. But as you're reaching over, it's almost like you have an out-of-body experience in that you just watch yourself like seize, as much like Locke did. Your fingers kind of go through just a little bit of Ben, but you recognize as the caster of the spell, the second you channel any of your divine ability, that your whole body just seems to lock up. And at this moment, you are racked with the sounds of the chanting that Ben is hearing, but your vision goes fully white again, as you heard it, as you had seen it before. It feels as though the sounds are different from where you are, the vision is different from where you are, and your body is frozen. Rahani is just, from what you can see, stunned at the moment. But in this focus, the two of you are finally starting to hear the words a little clearer. And they're loud, and they seem to kind of repeat a little bit, but within the first 3 or so words, Ben, you recognize this as Erden's voice, seemingly chanting. But you hear in a slightly panicked voice, "Nature grant us the gift of renewal, the spark of life amidst the shadow of death. Let your green guide my hope, and guide Ben through the darkness. Rise, my friend. Rise and reclaim your life among the living. Nature endures, and so should you." And you start to hear that kind of replaying in your mind.
Well, that's sad, but good news for me. I'm out. Good luck with all this. Hopefully your friends are as good as mine, which is great. I haven't seen that kid in a while.
So, is Ben actually now further in this able to still talk to us?
He is able to speak, yes. Rahani is full frozen, just staring off into space, it seems.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
separate
prior
my
to him
face from her
saying
hand.
that,
Sorry.
so prior to him saying that, Locke was just like, that did not happen when I put my hand through his face. He comes out of it saying that shit. I'm just like, what?
I didn't do that. Hopefully she's all right, and that'll work out. But, you know, druid friend, magic, keep bringing me back. So, you know, take a while.
Rahani,
Try not to die in a tree this time.
go ahead and roll me another wisdom saving throw, please.
Of course, yeah. That's my eyes cry out.
Yeah. No. Okay. It takes a little bit of time, and it feels longer than those around you saw you kind of wink out, and for that time, it was about maybe 30 seconds or so. Rahani, it feels like you're here for minutes. And in that time, the white just seems to kind of shift and move. Almost like they're very faint shadows here, but something's kind of moving around, and it feels like it's getting closer. It feels like something's chasing you, but it doesn't know where you are yet. And even though you're not hiding, it feels like you are, in a way. But before that, whatever it is seems to be looking for you, you seem to snap back out of it and see Ben still slightly transparent in that space, but you're still able to hear the voice that he was hearing as well.
That immediately put Hungry Like the Wolf back in my head. Anyway, I'm looking around like trying to figure out if there's a way to go to help my boy out. Maybe if I go back the way we came. Right, I'm gonna do that. I must go against the moats, because clearly that's where life is.
I need a wisdom saving throw from Ben, please.
Crit, no big deal.
These are really bad averages. It's not going great, let me tell you.
Is he really far away from that save?
You don't know.
I know it for his flash of genius, it is not within
You
flash
gamble.
of genius range. But oh, go ahead. Were you gonna have Locke do something?
Like, as Rouhani is like going from stunned to not, checking to see if Rouhani is also passed through, Locke is like gradually poking at her shoulder. I wanted to see if my finger would like go into your body as well, the same way it did with him.
In my experience, there's at least a drink involved before you get to that stage. Why is this still happening? Come on.
I don't know why, but I just had an overwhelming sense of sadness.
Yeah, I'm dead and people loved me. It's sad.
That must be nice. And then Cal's just gonna start
I
playing
think
the
that's
pan
also
flute.
like Rouhani hears that, and then she's just kind of like shaking her head along, like it must be nice to have people who are alive able to do that.
I mean, you know, not like lost to people, but you know.
As you are kind of turning to float back, but also kind of speaking, there's a halt in the chanting. It repeats. It feels like it's not necessarily someone repeating the same words, so much as it's a chunk of the spell, of the ritual, or whatever it was, as if someone just took that recording and played it over and over again. It's identical, it's just kind of repeating itself. But it stops abruptly, all of the sort of overlapping voices coming to a halt at the same time. And you hear a voice that you heard not too long ago again. I did say that you could leave when I first found him. The problem is I need him to stay where he is. So, you're gonna have to stop this and never try it again. And the voice kind of calms for a second before you hear what you imagine is the sound of the air escaping punctured lungs.
Why don't you just leave?
And everyone else watches as Ben's figure seems to kind of fully form again in full opacity, no longer transparent. Your vision unblurs, and you are very much aware of where you still are.
I'm just gonna start floating north. That's about all we need to discuss about that.
Once more, Locke pokes Rouhani's shoulder. You are impressively muscled.
Just not numerically.
I'm gonna find a belt. I'm gonna find a giant straight belt. I
Yeah,
swear.
we're gonna go to the magic item store for the dead. It'll be great.
Yeah, exactly. We'll find the floating marketplace. You'll be fine.
I haven't played a lot of games in the underworld, but I know they have a merchant in the underworld in these games.
I got stuff.
Yep.
Are you all right, by the way? I should stop poking you.
I mean,
Are
if
you all
wanna
right, by the
continue,
way?
that's what you can. I don't care.
Oh, mate, no, yeah, still dead.
I'm sorry that whatever ritual it was failed.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they'll try again.
Did
Begins
Rahani
floating
also
again.
hear that thing happen?
Yes, actually, because you were connected at the time.
Okay. I'm assuming
Oh, you heard all the way through the end?
that was the one who dealt your hand.
Oh, so we can't just let it go. All right, no. Yeah, that
I
was
was just
that was the
getting
guy.
clarification.
Mm-hmm. That's the guy.
Maybe we'll be able to find vengeance for your friend.
Well, I don't think my ability to kill that particular individual got better after I died. But yeah, if we could figure it out, it'd be great.
It's unknown voice person on the list. Okay.
You have an actual list.
Of course, doesn't anyone?
I don't have a lot of personal relationships. That doesn't seem healthy. But
I
I
was
could
a
be wrong.
hunter in my past, so it makes sense to have a list, I suppose.
Yeah,
I
but
have a
like
list of people to
written-
rob.
Deep sigh.
Or perhaps burgle would be a better term, as
I-
generally
both of
they are
those
not
are just-
home during.
Evidence. I didn't do a lot of crime either. Is it standard crime? Are you criminals? I guess is now my question.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Honesty.
See, the fact that I didn't ask you, Felonious, but you had to, you had to chime in makes me feel like you might be. It also amuses me that in this voice, saying Felonious has an F, which makes you like,
Felonious, yeah.
I
Your name,
was a
Felonious.
grand alchemist. I needed
Oh, no,
to
no,
steal
you-
whatever I needed to have.
Oh, sorry, never mind. My sound just did some.
Hello. My sound working?
all right then, you were a grand what's it, and you didn't have to steal. All right.
Criminality is also dependent on the country in which you live.
I'm pretty sure identity theft is still a crime in most places.
I meant more along the lines of it's in. I believe that we may also not have sound the stream.
I'm back. Oh,
There
no
we
sound
go.
on stream? Oh no. Okay, hold on.
No, I've
Do-
got-
do
I've
we
got
have-
I
sound
think it
on
was
screen.
do we
just
have sound on
Foos that
screen?
didn't have sound, because I did hear a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so Vogley
Yeah.
could hear us. Yeah, Vogley could hear us.
I think it was just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Thank you, girl.
I meant more along the lines of someone may be a criminal in one country, but not according to another. Someone may be wanted by another country, but not the one that they live in. Or perhaps they might be wanted in multiple.
Look, however you need to sleep at night, you justify it whichever way. I'm not here to judge.
Does it matter if it's different faces that were wanted in different countries?
It's still the same person.
According to you.
Look, just because you got away with it doesn't mean it wasn't crime. We're dead
Well,
and there's
I fully
things to do.
admit to being a criminal. That this particular one is wanted in my neighboring country.
Friend.
While they're talking about their criminal status, I'm floating next to Thelonious, just aggressively playing the pan flute. Because I realized that I conjured it up into being and it hasn't gone away, so I was like, okay, I'll play the pan flute.
I'll just keep playing.
I think Rahani's also gonna see if maybe kind of like how in animation you can float on a cloud. She wants to see if she can float on the moats and just have that be her vehicle of movement. Just test it out. It's what can I do with these things? Can I hear them? Can I sit on them? We're being experimental right now. Because she doesn't have to explain her hunting thing. She's just like, yep, I hunted down things. Okay, whatever.
And in your experimentation, I also need to roll a d20 from you, please.
Oh god.
It's my turning.
Okay. Hold on. Oh my god. That is amusing, at least. Okay. As you kind of reach for one, it's initially to kind of see if you can just interact with them. And even as you've been traveling, some of them have kind of floated through you or around you or whatever, and you felt like a bit of warmth as they kind of went, but otherwise nothing worth noting. To the point where it's now you're kind of experiment a little bit and purposefully reach for one and see what happens. But it seems almost as though the second you purposefully reach for it, the moat is aware of you reaching for it. Even though they seem to kind of walk or float through or around you, it's almost as though there's like a connection, as if you're making eyes with somebody, although it is simply a moat. And when you connect, you find, unfortunately, it just seems the theme of the day, your vision blurring once again. And rather than the familiar kind of views you were getting as you've been here, whether that was a previous life, the white or whatever it might be, voices of someone you've never met, it feels like you're watching almost like a highlight reel of a life. A smaller, green-looking child, green skin, pointed ears, dark hair, being raised in a relatively small-looking home. It looks like it's in a city from what you can see, but they seem to be raised by parents who look very similar. Half-orc family that you're starting to kind of piece together. The mom and father both working within the city, and the child kind of growing up alongside of them. Friends being made, at times facing people who just did not like the way this child looked and dealing with that, but learning to become a skilled craftsman instead, regardless of such things. But in their trade, learning how to be nicer to folk, to kind of turn those who would look down upon them into friends instead. And building a community. The business grows. Fortunately, the parents pass. But a family is brought up and raised, and smiles are had. It's a nice, long life. Until one night, when something seems to attack or set aflame the business. In an attempt to save what was left, a child runs in. Your half-orc vision runs in as well. And one of them makes it out, but it's not the half-orc who did. And it seems to kind of linger with you. After the visions go, the moat just seems to stay attached to you. And just... it almost feels like a conversation can be had.
I hope your next life is full of blessings. You seem to have been a kind soul.
Just looking
Go
around
ahead and
at
roll
them.
me.
Is she talking to you?
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion
I don't-
check.
Think so. She's not looking at me.
Also, I was just looking at my inventory for things I don't
any
have.
vision.
Remembering one of my magic items and how significant it would have been in that fight.
I'll just do a D4 just real quick, just see if that's
Okay,
because she does not have equation. it's just
Okay.
this.
Six,
fine.
gotcha.
It's fine.
Yeah. You mostly sense confusion. It understands the words that you have said, but it's almost like it doesn't know where it is. And that in kind of connecting with you, it's suddenly kind of almost gaining sentience as to what is happening. But in connecting with you, there's almost a moment of fear, not necessarily because of you, but because of kind of getting a feel of what is happening around them. And it detaches from you and floats off with the rest of the modes.
Don't bother the moats. Got it. She'll just continue floating.
Why you find the one with the largest ears and then come play flute in my ear?
Do I hear him over my pan fluting?
Yes.
Okay.
Aggressive pan fluting.
I like
Can I hear
stop for a
myself
minute
thinking?
and I go, oh, I'm sorry. And I just like slowly float like a couple feet behind him and then just keep playing.
Right back at it.
I am now currently regaling Ben with the various countries that my various personas are wanted in.
Do I have any alcohol on me? No. Damn it.
Just like there's no point in telling you to stop or like
We're dead.
question it. It's like, all right,
if
you were
if you ask
criminal
them
and
to
proud of it.
stop, yeah,
It's not that
if
it's
you ask them
bothersome.
to
It's
stop,
just like
they're actually not going to. They're not going to like
it's not that I'm
force you
irritated.
to
It's that I
know
want
their
to.
history.
It's that I want to argue that you shouldn't be proud of this. You're a criminal. But also,
if you
whatever.
actually, if you follow like the trend, if you pay attention to the trend of why they're wanted, they did specifically target thieving from either the government itself or from various nobles.
Hell yeah, Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, like full on Robin Hood.
As
So
you
they have
continue,
no shame. They have no shame.
then you're just getting the life story of this.
No,
You're
it's
floating
not like,
along.
the life story is
I
just
know,
like,
I know.
oh, I'm wanted from this country because
rap
in this
sheet.
particular persona because of this, and then in this country because of this. So yes, I'm a criminal, but
I didn't
the other
kill
countries
anyone.
don't believe. Yeah, but the other. Oh, I definitely kill people.
Oh.
But,
What's the problem?
yeah, but in this
You
other
got you here in the
country,
first place.
this persona is not wanted. So therefore, it's kind of relevant as to where you are.
Since Locke is busy regaling Ben with all of these stories, Rahani, you're the only one to notice that as the moats are starting to kind of disappear, you actually manage to catch one as it does. And it also seems to kind of fade into like a lightly transparent figure for just a second. There's a body, there's limbs, there's a humanoid figure, but it's all just kind of that bright white that all the moats turn into. And at the second that seemed to happen, there seemed to be another figure almost reaching out for them. From what you could see in that just blink of an eye, it was as though they were being collected, likely going where they were supposed to go, wherever that means. But you managed to catch just one of them actually winking out in front of you.
Ah, so that's what's happening. Interesting. So it doesn't seem like any like malicious intent behind it. It's just them being collected for whichever heaven they go to.
For that particular one, there was nothing you could read into that seemed malicious. It just seemed like almost like not a handshake specifically, but one was reaching out for the other, and they were escorted elsewhere.
While Locke is trying to justify their many crimes, if I can passively, and who knows if there's any way to do it, just kind of pay attention to the moats. I don't know if there's any way that I would recognize Erden's moat, and I don't know how quickly people show up here to know if that is even on a time frame. But that's what I'm doing.
Oh.
Insight check for me, please.
Who's ya?
Oh, he's back.
Damn.
He's
Damn.
back, baby. Yeah, as you are kind of listening in, but also just focusing on what is around you, you can't tell them apart. The moats are all just the same kind of glowing globules that just kind of float around you, but it's almost like you connect instead with the memory of someone as opposed to the form of the moat that floats around you or near you, whatever it might be. It's approaching, but it's not at you yet.
Then I'm gonna be there to intercept it.
Okay. It doesn't take as much time as you think. The moats are moving faster than you guys have been along the way anyway. That's part of the reason they've been sort of traveling around or through you. But maybe a minute or two. And much like you saw Rahani interact with one, this one just sort of stops before you as the others continue. And much like Rahani felt, it feels like a connection is being established. Like a conversation could be had. But mostly that he seems to recognize you. But you don't hear words. You just mostly feel a panic that was likely what they last felt.
Well, I had a couple minutes. I mean, I also just real life other people talking, but your character had a couple minutes, and I didn't expect it to stop. So I was ready to bombard memories at it because I didn't think I'd have a lot of time to talk. So that's still what I'm going to do, and then maybe words get to happen, maybe they don't. But effectively, I was just going to try and like tag it so I could just hopefully influence those moments, and especially feeling what it's feeling now and the level of guilt I now feel. Basically, it's just a memory of childhood, just before we were anyone or anything. We were just the innocent play of youth. And then a couple memories of just various towns I've filtered through as I just kind of traveled around. And the point being that I'm never with the same people, and I'm not having any sort of meaningful conversation with anybody. It's nice, but it's lonely. The last time when I saw him again for the first time in our last encounter, so the nonverbal stuff from my perspective of what it meant to see a friend again.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully just a sense of apology. And I got nothing else, but that's all Ben can muster for his friend. Oh no, sorry, I did have one specific thing. Before the apology, I was gonna say I have nothing after the apology, but I skipped one, and it was part of what I was checking my pockets for earlier. It's like I didn't have any raw materials with me. My tools are there for all the fucking good they'll do.
Yeah.
But imparting the image of the statue I would have made, using some more natural material, like just nothing. It would be hewn stone, unlike because a lot of what I worked in would be just architectural materials, or if it was a statue, it would be specifically luxury goods. It would be marble or something somebody would want to look at. But for him, I would have just found Mount Rushmore style, just a big ass rock, and turned it into something to show who he was and what he meant, and specifically how much larger than life he was to me. And then a sense of apology, and just the helplessness of I can't do more than that. And then hopefully reducing that panic.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
So you done messed up. Earlier you took away my good investigation, but this is one of the ones I'm good at.
Good thing, because the first one was a 1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It feels like it meets your memories about halfway. It's attentive and listening, and you're starting to kind of feel elements of your friend seeping in a little bit more. And kind of what Rahani was starting to feel is it feels like these moats are far less aware of where they are, where they're going. It feels like they're slowly kind of catching up with things if they connect with you for a moment. And at the moment, and you also realize that that's probably why that panic was still there. Whereas for you 5, you basically processed it in lightning speed and then were suddenly physical again. But for the rest, they're still kind of living in that moment. They're still feeling it as they're going through it, because it's almost like death hasn't quite hit them yet. But in connecting with you, you feel him catching up and imparting memories upon you. The first time that you met him, being wildly confused about your profession, considering what he called home and what he did there. Very different from yours, but still a good friend. And the scattered times when Ben's family life was sort of in strife. But meeting up with you again in the forest was a welcome surprise, and he did everything he could. You can see that it feels like he's kind of skirting around particular memories of his own to show you that he did what he could to make sure that he could be there for you, even if it was just to see you for a bit and hang out with people that he didn't really want to hang out with. But he made the effort and made it there. And it's when you start showing him the statue that you finally hear that sort of overlapping, out of sync voice come back through again. Only to you. But you hear a slight laugh, and then I don't want that. Ugh, shit.
Yeah. Your bad luck to have a friend who didn't know how to do much else.
I think you made my ears too big in that.
Well, they were always big. I told you the mirror's wrong when you look at it.
I have bad news. It wasn't
Yeah,
my
you're
idea
here.
to try this. That's the start, I guess. I can tell where I'm going.
Makes one of us.
Yeah. That's the good news for me. I'll come back. That's why I wanted to make sure that you did too.
Oh, well, if you figure it out, let me know. But clearly, you should have just let things lie.
Lorana's trying.
I don't need her ending up here too.
I don't think I'll make it back in time.
Well, then stop fucking talking to me and get back as fast as you can.
You stop me.
Well, like I said, your bad luck.
What the hell is that thing? Why did it want you?
I know. Something about blood. If you can send word, apparently he's going after, well, Lorana if she doesn't get stopped, but he's going after at least my mum. I don't know if he's going to go after Dad too, but let him know if you can. I don't have a lot worth losing, and you were one of them. So good, get back and fucking stay there this time.
There's a time limit in our return. It's too long. I had to wait. I didn't have enough. I ran out of energy to cast it that day. I had to wait to get it back. And he was back. I didn't think he stayed.
Yeah, why would you? You kill a guy, have the decency to bugger off afterwards. Look, it's fine. I'm here and that's what it is. I mean, it's not fine, but it's not your problem. Go, if you get to go back, do it now. There's other people you can help.
We can't bring you back then, I guess.
I'll figure it out.
Fucking better.
I always do.
If not, I'll die again to make sure I can come yell at you.
No, stop fucking dying. Ridiculous.
By nature, it's not the first time. And it won't be the last.
Just for boy nature, yeah, all right. Look, you need to get back ASAP, and they're about to accuse me of talking to people that aren't there again, so I'm glad there's a return, because it's bad enough I'm here. And you're here because you tried to get me back, which I appreciate, but don't do it again.
Not sure I'm that smart.
Well, I don't know how many times you get a get out of dead free situation, so
Might just have to find out. But if I do get back in any kind of decent time, I'll warn everyone as much as I can.
Now go. This place is boring and empty and confusing, and you got shit to do.
So do you.
Well, yeah, I got being dead to attend to, but I got all the fucking time there is. There's a pigeon somewhere that needs you to talk to it. Go, get out of here.
God damn. You better figure it out. Okay?
It'll be fine. I'm not staying here. I got shit to do.
I'll hold you to it. And the rest of you watches the moat that had stopped in front of him for some time, much slower than the others, seems to break away and float along with the rest. But it takes a few almost paces of a limbless moat before it catches up with the speed of the others and carries on.
After about that long of a pause, I'm going to just turn and not address that and then go north again.
Was that conversation like was he talking and then we weren't hearing the response?
You were hearing Ben speak out loud, and the moat was in front of him, but you heard nothing from it.
Yeah, when Ben separated to get in with the moat, obviously separating from the very one-sided conversation, Locke just kind of let him go and is floating kind of at an upside down angle, hands behind her current head, ankles crossed, just kind of watching from maybe 3 feet away.
I think Rahani is just saw that and just wonders. I wonder if he's amongst this group. And just kind of like a shepherd almost, just being near the moats, but not interacting with them, because that was fun last time, but just hoping that it was an experience, but she doesn't want to disturb them or anything, but just hoping that the spirit of her mentor, if he's not there, has passed on peacefully with no ill will.
As I do resume floating north, sorry to cut off there, as just not addressing the situation again. After a beat or two, I am going to just turn to stone as I do. Don't you worry about why.
Does he just still float with us if he's stoned? Does he need to be anchored or
so he
just tie a rope around him and just carry him?
I'm still mobile. I just turned into a
Okay, making sure.
Exactly. You watch the skin kind of turn that black and gold marbled texture, but continues floating on. Xanthos, was there something you were going to say? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just still serenading Thelonious. You know?
I didn't hear any of that.
It's to
I just hear
the trumpet
Kiss
and
from
the
a Rose and a
It's
pipe.
like that.
Yeah. Locke floats a little closer to Thelonious, and then, like, while still in that kind of reclined position, like, points with their elbow in Ben's direction. How exactly does turning to stone not bother you, but me shifting form does?
Petrification, known magic. Stealing people's spaces, not so much.
What if that's just
You
a part
know
of
what
magic
I
you
am,
don't
so
know?
how is it not known?
It's not. How do we say? What's word? You know what? I'll keep it to myself. You probably think it's rude.
I'm nosy.
Also, shouting. Could you please stop? The flute.
I was gonna say, can I roll to like read the room? Because like,
Can you take the quest?
Give me an insight check.
okay.
You're gonna catch on to.
See, but this leads to some interesting metaphysical questions. For an entity that doesn't need to breathe, do you still have a volume capacity to your undead lung? So there's only so long you can blow out?
Just
Or is
not
it
like-
just forever?
forever blows out. You are realizing as you're playing this pan flute, there's no need to inhale anymore. You could
You
just
are Mariah Carey
exhale.
now. Congratulations.
You are Mariah Carey. You're Mariah Carey of the pan flute. But yeah, you are noticing that. I think you would almost pick up only on Thelonious because he's being very overt in his distaste for the noise. Whereas for the rest, you're like, they're probably vibing a little bit, but Thelonious doesn't seem to be having a good time.
Weirdly, I wasn't paying attention to the flute for a little bit.
I like slowly like put the pan flute down, and
Not my type of song, but I
Like-
was okay with it.
I float over to Ben, and I just kind of float next to him, and I slowly put the pan flute back up to my mouth. and I go, "This is for you," and then I just start playing the pan flute again.
Please play Careless Whispers for Ben.
Should
Poor
know
Ben.
better than to cheat a friend.
Here's
Feet have
me,
got
like-
no rhythm.
And here's me looking intently through my character sheet, going, I know that monks can occasionally play musical
An
instruments.
instrument.
Did I choose that?
No,
Did I
you're
choose
not.
that for this one? No,
Ooh.
fuck, I didn't. Shit.
We're gonna form an afterlife band. Anyway, I think as this kind of mess is happening, this is probably a good time for us to take our quick break. So, let's say we'll be back in like 10-ish minutes. I'll say we'll be back at 8:47. We'll say. We'll take a quick 10-minute break and then we'll hop back into this. This is fantastic and I love you guys so much. But we'll be back in a little bit. Get a drink, stretch, do whatever you gotta do. We'll be back. Bye. As it
5.
Okay, 5. 5 means we're live. All right, we're back.
I exist.
Evie is just having a lovely Oliver Twist time. But we're going to be hopping back into the afterlife of these characters. As Ben just got a visit from a friend, and a short conversation was had, but the rest of the team was only able to hear one half of that conversation. But Ben is still, I believe, covered in stone, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know. And you guys are still moving north, we shall
Turning
say.
myself to stone, and now I've just got a dude with a pan flute soundtrack in my life.
Just pan flute in your ear.
Is turning to stone like your safety blanket type of thing, or you just like to turn to stone sometimes?
I don't know. Are you asking me that as a character or as a person?
This is me, Ava, asking you.
You know?
I don't think Rahani would, respects your distance enough to be like, oh, his safety blanket. But I want to know if that's actually the case.
Ben also wouldn't necessarily want to answer such a question. And also, I'm not picturing this as a thing that happens all the time because he hasn't had a reason to. I don't know about safety blanket, but my first thought was stone doesn't feel.
Oh!
Oh, baby.
That's worse.
So I was a more nurturing character with her.
I thought it was so like we couldn't see you cry because stone obviously doesn't usually weep.
Stone definitely weeps.
Why my guitar gently weeps. It wasn't really the tune, but it's fine.
Nope. And also, there's no weeping had when pan flute Careless Whisper is being played into your ear. So. But,
biggest crime.
Yes,
dance with
exactly.
you.
So the funny thing is, before we stopped being live, Joe was the one to say that he would roll the next encounter. And I do need someone to roll. So, Joe, my man.
Joke's on me. It's not about who rolls it. It's about they all hit Joe.
They all hit Joe. Imagine if he got a nat 20. Okay, anyway. It wouldn't be the same, just for clarification.
Well, no, that friend's dead. You'd kill another one.
It's just a list of, like, every time it's a nat 20, one of Ben's friends dies.
Well, good.
Damn.
That list is short.
That's true. There's only 3. Anyway, as you continue on, Locke, you would also start kind of noticing this as well, but and Rahani, you noticed previously, but you are both starting to catch some of the brief interactions before a moat seems to disappear, and it's still a much smaller percentage than is like very noticeable. It's just both are paying attention enough to catch kind of something like that. And as that's happening, the avatar continues beside you, still kind of looking ahead, but there's a moment where you hear her voice and it sounds a bit more urgent than you've heard it before. But as a few of them start to kind of wink out and you're noticing that, the avatar beside you speaks. Something is wrong for many reasons, and I can't quite answer all of them, but I will return. Just understand that I can still sense you, I can still tell you are here. But I must investigate. Stay together, I will lose you if you separate. And carry on. And you see her kind of turn away from you. Spear kind of up at a heft, and floats in a zooming fashion, with a speed that if there were wind, you probably would have felt it in her wake. But she seems to just kind of follow along the moats, much like you saw her appear as a sort of like ball of light with wings. You get to watch her disappear beside the moats, but still following the trail.
Goodbye.
And it's a bit-
Would love to watch her walk away.
She didn't walk. There's no leg action at all. It's just
If we
but
had
as
a
she
we would have a Marilyn Monroe moment. Goodbye, Queen.
There's no dress. You just seem to be wearing armor pants of some kind. But anyway, as
But
she
the question
departs,
is, was there cake?
I don't know if anyone was paying enough attention because she was starting to turn
Ronnie
into
would
a
have been.
giant.
I would have
turned
been.
into a giant ball of light. There's not a lot of details there.
So it's
Damn it.
angel food cake still.
Give me an investigation check for cake. I'm just kidding. Please don't.
Out, Joe.
As,
Damn it! I was too distracted.
you were blinded by the cake. But no, as she disappears, it has gotten noticeably dimmer in the area as her Toast! I'm sorry, this cat rarely makes visits, and we love it every time he does. Hello, Toast. Okay.
Grumpy cat.
The avatar fades off into the distance, and it's dimmer. The motes are still bright enough to give you some ambient light around you specifically, but it is noticeably dimmer, and likely for Thelonious it feels a little more comfortable, even though you don't have the physical strain of your eyes on you, but just it's
Relief.
relief. Yeah, exactly that. And in the dimmer environment, it's a little bit harder to catch the motes that seem to have a connection and then disappear immediately. You imagine it's still happening because the numbers are still slowly kind of going down, but still very much a busy transit, whatever is happening here. But there is one that you do notice coming towards the group. It feels like it's another sort of ball of light, similar to the Avatar, but not nearly as big and not nearly as bright. But feathery wings extend and start kind of flapping in your direction. It seems like this creature is about your size. Nothing overly huge, as you have previously met. But as a Toast is struggling.
Struggle cat. Struggle toast.
His face!
Struggle.
Oh my god.
Oh god, the expression on that giddy face.
He's over it. He is over it.
Show them your face. You're fine. Look at this.
Oh.
Look at this cat.
Father,
Proceeds to
please.
be over it. Yeah. Father, please.
You have yet to meow at me, so I know you're fine.
Oh my god. It's probably coming from what I can see.
Here.
But as a team, you know that you have some time before this second winged entity makes it to you. And you're all able to notice it, I should say, as well.
My
We
pan
have
flames.
bright light for like less than 10 seconds.
I cease my pan fluting. I go,
Not
oh,
gonna
what's that?
serenade the light.
Well, I can't really see. Can't really make it out at this distance.
Just play
But,
Stairway to Heaven.
I go,
but,
you got it.
yeah.
Had to pick the world's longest song.
But
I'm assuming you also cannot
sorry.
hear us.
yeah, we interrupted you. What were you saying?
Who?
You were saying that you were stopping playing, and then we kind of interrupted.
Oh, I was
you.
just gonna ask what that
Sorry.
was.
It appears to be another one of them. Now, having finally noticed this happening to the lights, Locke's a little. I almost said Cam. Locke is a little distracted by that. Can they see can she see like a specific point or area that it is generally happening in?
No, it does seem to happen to what you can only imagine is random motes at a time. There's no pattern to it that you're picking up on, or even kind of location tied to it. But it's genuinely only because of your keen eyes that you're able to notice.
Okay. Locke is gonna kind of angle to where they can kind of see this approaching flappy figure, and float into the area that it seems to be happening in, and just kind of hold a hand out as if they're waiting for someone to shake their hand or take it, while still kind of keeping an eye on the angel.
Unfortunately, no handshake is had on your end, but
Yeah.
for the rest of you, the wings kind of approach, and as it gets closer, again, you're noticing that it's not nearly as bright, not nearly as tall, but it starts to kind of make its presence and its features known, and you start to see sort of feathery wings that are probably maybe not as big as they should be for the body, but a regular humanoid body, a fully bald looking celestial, as much as you can make out, with fully white eyes and robes that seem to kind of trail behind it as it flaps in your general direction, but with sort of like a blue slate, like deep colored skin. It stops about 20 feet away from you, and much like the avatar, was not necessarily interacting or flying through the moats themselves, but seems to kind of float beside them. And you see its fully white eyes just kind of lock with the team, recognizing the figures in the middle of the sea of moats. To which you hear a rather androgynous voice speak towards you. And from what you can see from all the horrors and whatever you have already encountered, this is a fully faced humanoid. Eyes, nose, mouth. It's got wings and it's dressed. You can't see a weapon on it, but it seems to just be speaking towards you. You're probably... Yeah, you hear it. You're probably not supposed to be here, right?
From what we've understood. Wait, you can speak with us?
I can. I am a creature of many talents.
The other one couldn't, but it said to go in this direction, still holding one hand out as if waiting for a handshake from the approximate direction that the other ones were disappearing into. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing happens with the hand, unfortunately, but...
Oh, yeah, no, like, Locke is just being Locke at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
She was in a different plane, to be fair to her, but... You're actually
Another
here.
one of me? Or,
Big, far too bright, very
An
big.
avatar.
Very big.
I see. Well... I suppose I bring good and bad news, then, maybe. If deemed eligible, there's a chance I can help in some way, but I certainly can't help all of you. So, I suppose, speak with me. Who are you? What is happening?
I want to vibe check real quick.
Yeah, like this is very.
My wife just dipped, and then this person showed up. Vibe checking.
Yup, insight check. Go for it. Whoever wants.
Thank you. I can always rely on insight.
I'm not vibe checking, but there's still a hand being held out by Locke, and I'm not vulnerable. You are. And so I don't know why they're doing it, but they're just being left to dry. So I'm gonna go take it and like hope that's what they're looking for, and say nothing.
And so now we're just kind of holding hands because it's just like this initial looking at it, looks at you, shrugs, and just continues kind of holding your hands while looking at the.
I mean, if I gotta look, I'll start to pull away. Like, oh, my bad.
I don't know. It was kind of. It wasn't like a judging look. It was just like an okay, shrug, and then continues to hold your hand awkwardly.
Cal, for you, unfortunately, nothing seems out of sorts. But
Hi, I'm Cal.
Rouhani, I did whisper to you. Anything you would notice?
Yeah, I saw it, and then also the "Hi, I'm Cal."
Yeah. In response, you just get a slow nod. That's good to know.
You like pan
no.
flutes?
Hand flutes are fine.
I
Not from-
personally have no idea what's going on here. I didn't think that my kind really had an afterlife, so this is all new to me. This is Ben. I point at the person that's holding my hand.
I just gotta wave the other one. I'm also still currently stoned.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
Looks over you. Ben, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Pointedly
That's the
did not
lowest.
actually introduce themselves.
Doesn't ask, but just looks through everyone.
Yeah, we're
I
all.
point at Thelonious and I go, "That's Thelonious in the back there." All right, right over there.
Tyra. My name is Tyra.
I'm not the only rat here, apparently.
Jeez. He wanted to know who we were.
We don't know what it is.
You may call me
one of the-
Tyra.
It's one of the 8. Cal's gonna give you a look of. Well, that's not the name you gave us.
And Rouhani will give the look of mom being shut your
I have a high enough passive insight to where I'm just gonna kind of go along with what Rouhani's saying, because also one of the ones that we actually know that she actually knows the name of. Now she knows Thelonious' name.
Yep, you're starting
It's
to.
like, currently, I'm Talia. Big elfin grin.
That one is a self-admitted burglar.
Yes.
I suppose then I can assume you don't know each other?
Only
Call me
since
for
dying.
a bit.
I would say that we're quite bonded. They did save my afterlife.
As it continues looking through,
So I
you
would
notice
protect them with what's left of it.
the fully white eyes settle on Cal. Tell me about yourself.
Rouhani's giving a very strong look of.
Even though this look is so obvious, can I read the room and see if I'm catching on?
You can give me an insight check.
Please, please.
He's been rolling such Oh!
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh my god!
There we go!
So
Here we
Cal
go.
goes, well, to reiterate, I am Cal, which is short for calcium, and I was a barkeep in Tinder Town, where they make tinder for fires, and I played the pan flute on the weekends, and that's. Would you like to know how I got here? I was playing the pan flute, and
No, you can stop.
and I tripped and fell and was playing the pan flutes a whole lot more efficiently as they punctured my lungs, and I bled out in the middle of Tinder Town. And I'm like shooting looks at like Rouhani, and I'm just like, and, you know, and
Goodness. Oh fuck! Oh my fuck!
that's
Can we
me.
retroactively
Also my
change the
shirt.
name from the struggle to bled out in the middle of Tindertown? Because that's a way better name.
Out of the middle of Tinder Town.
We all died in Tinder Town.
Calcium was our leader, but shit
I
hit the
just want to
fan.
make clear that I have always owned this shirt. This shirt is mine, and it is intended to fit this way.
It is my
just wanna
boo
make-
boo. Don't judge my boo boo.
That was literally what I was about to say. Is like all this is happening while he's in like the nightshirt and is like, yes, my name is Calcium. Oh my god. You watch the creature attempt to interrupt you for a moment and then just kind of give up and watch you. And once you kind of, finish or fade or trail off, whatever that might be, it sort of tilts its head and still keeps eyes on you. Fey creature, correct? I suppose that explains this.
Oh, the legs? Yeah, I was born with them. Yeah. Well, I was born with 2 arms, but but yeah, I guess I am technically considered a Fae, even though I haven't really been associated since I was a wee little fawn.
That would be why I'm considered a burglar. I did not mean to steal a Fey child. I thought that it had been abandoned.
I'm a simple housewife.
Yeah, I thought
That
it had been
hard wink is
abandoned.
what got me.
Yeah, like,
The mouth was so wide.
can I roll for deception?
At this moment, unfortunately, you wouldn't, because as anyone else speaks, the eyes don't leave Cal.
Okay, shit.
Would you like your arm back? As well as your life?
Well, I mean, I've kind of grown accustomed to the arm. I also like the fact that it looks cool. I think it looks cool. But my life wasn't very good in Tindertown. It's up to you. It's up to you. I'm kind of open to, and I'm like looking at the others, and I'm like, oh, help.
Who do you represent? You look Deva. Usually you represent another entity. Which entity do you represent? And what should we call you?
Those are many questions. But I was speaking with your friend. And he kind of
Can I
extends...
move to see if the eyes track me? I just slowly
fully.
Look to
It
the
is
side.
fully just
Is that that's
does not take its eyes off of you.
He may be willing to speak with you more if you give us that type of information.
Yeah.
I kind of, while still holding Ben's hand, float myself and Stone Ben over to where we're blocking Cal. I swear, I didn't actually mean to steal a Fey child.
It reaches into its robes and pulls out what you can recognize. Actually, I'll let you choose if you'd rather have a religion check or an investigation check. And this goes for anyone who is looking. I will let you know if it is a investigation check, the DC is going to be a little bit higher, but the religion check is going to be a little bit lower.
My mods are the same.
Either way.
Oh, Cal's rolling. Lock! Let's go! Holy shit!
With a +0.
They came out, yo. They ain't here to fuck around. Jesus. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Rahani, you fucking barely hit the DC, but that's
thank
what you
God.
needed.
Mwah,
That's
mwah,
what you needed. For the others, Thelonious, this is the symbol of a deity that you are not familiar with, as this is seemingly not the realm that you are very, very accustomed to. However, you have seen those who worship people. You have seen symbols. You know what those look like. there's something you're not entirely sure, just because you're not entirely sure of the customs and such of this place, but just from your perspective, there's something that feels like wrong about that symbol. You don't know who it represents, but if that were attached to this person, it just feels off for some reason. Cal, Locke, and Rahani, you each are noticing that this is a symbol of Tyr. However, Rahani, your religion that is coming from this, Tyr is a god of justice and war, and is certainly not one to kind of come back and offer something to those who have passed. Also, if it were a creature of such a god who is also known for being very good, that introduction would have been way different. There would have been an introduction. There would have been a mention of, you know, who they're representing, why they were here, and likely because someone here was extremely just and perhaps was needed in a war of some kind. But none of those things are lining up for you. But Locke and Calcephedus, you are just noticing that this doesn't look like the symbol of a creature that a celestial such as this would carry. This looks more like maybe it was taken from a body. It looks clean. There's nothing that you can tell that feels like this was recently taken from a corpse, but it feels too material to be on such a creature.
Oh, that's interesting. I believe I saw one of those at some point.
Mm-hmm. Eyes
Would
are
you be
still
able
on
to name
Calcephedus.
that one? I'm not quite sure what it is. Or do you not
Made
invoke the
about-
name of your own god?
Follower of Tyr.
You are.
Got a god named Tyr? Oh, you know fellas are great. Who names a god after crying?
TYR. It's
That
TYR.
whole holy simple thing, it throws off the rest of your... There's an anathema to the rest of your ensemble's verisimilitude.
So that's actually that's very interesting. You see, I stole it from a warrior.
You stole it.
Not that one, obviously. Yes, they did tell you that I was a criminal. I was a thief, right?
I think I may have overheard this. However, you seem a little less interested in having a conversation, or perhaps getting to know each of you in ways that I might be able to help.
I'm mainly
How do
just curious why you keep paying attention to our friend who, if I'm remembering your god's tenets correctly, is not a warrior and did not really deal with war or bringing about justice. So what are you doing here exactly, Dave of Tyr? She's gonna
Am I
just
not
cock through the longbow.
Yeah, and like to Ben, like super innocently and very melodramatically, was I not speaking to them? I thought I was speaking to them, like I wanted to have a conversation. I was trying to have a conversation. Is this not me trying to have a conversation with you?
Sorry, 1 second. Also, I love how you just...
I love that you just turned me into a browbeaten husband, because I almost started to agree with you like 3 times, and then you just kept going.
I did see Joe go, and then I he was just like, still going. But as all of that is happening, there's the eyes finally leave Cal and just kind of settle on Rahani instead. Well, astute study, perhaps, but Fey spirits cost a little bit much more than regulars, so I'm interested in him.
That's racist.
I was about to say, I was like, Black History Month.
Black History Month!
Wow! Wow! I'm gonna see him.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna aside whisper, like we did it in text before, but just in response because you pointed it out, it does sound like somebody was packed, so I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the hilt of my sword started to glow a bit. Still says this Inoka, we should probably kill this thing.
Well, Locke is going, cost. That's I appreciate things of value.
You hear like a deep sigh, and it kind of raises its hand and just kind of draws over its. What'd you say?
Banishment.
Banishment. All right, I gotta roll
Thank
something.
you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Cast. As you cast this, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Thelonious is going to try to hide behind his usual point of cover.
Got it. Banishment is charisma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. I have to get this bitch out.
Oh, was she close for that wisdom save? You know, it doesn't even matter. I'm going to throw it at her. Because I'm hiding behind her.
I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Protect trick.
I wouldn't say, in that moment, Thelonious, like, you see Rahani about to cast something, and you kind of start to watch her almost, like, wink out again, as if she's kind of being forced another vision. So at this point, I think you guys are recognizing that body language in each other. And what do you do to reel her back in? Because with a +5, she does pass.
You're not going to like this at all. But he's going to take the because he's hiding behind. He's getting close. Takes the contents of his his smelling salts and just kind of wipes it as high up as he can get. And it's one of those good like child ones. It's like, there you go. You're all set.
For the others, they were like, just for flavor, they were like potions that kind of like, for a moment gave you that and then disappeared. But this is like now in the fabric of your clothes. So that scent might linger a little bit, but it does seem to pull you back. Let me roll your charisma saving throw, as I got distracted by the hilarity of this. The spell attempts to latch on, but you feel it just...
Oh,
I need to get up.
the fuck?
For those who might not understand, that was a inspiration roll that was tried to use to track from my 28, and for Nanners out of a d20 only rolled a 1, and it's not
Please
it's
don't
not
give me
ideal.
inspiration again. I told you, I try so hard. The dice aren't rolling.
Nanners is just doing his best. But as the spell goes off, the hand was sort of like halfway up, and Rahani attempted the spell. It did go off. You felt yourself nearly kind of succumbing to that blurred vision once again, but it kind of snaps back very clearly due to the scent that is spread across your arm. And by the time you come back, the rest of you watched as the hand was coming across the face, that it almost felt like the actor wipe where their face changes, but with their body instead. It almost seems like a line is going down the body, but rather than the Deva that you saw before you see a fully horned, again, still bald head, nearly fully naked, kind of with robes that are sort of dangling around the hips, but what seems to be thorns kind of forming what look to be wings that take the shape of what those angelic wings you saw a moment ago. Pale skin that almost looks like it's sort of scorched towards the ends of their extremities, the fingers, the wings even, and the feet before you. But looking over each one of you, who got a good... No one really did. Okay, but this is clearly some kind of devil. But as he reveals himself and the spell doesn't land, you see him just sort of tilt his head a little bit. There's just enormous horns tilting with him as well. Okay. We can try this again if you'd like. Or you can apologize if you'd like.
Hey, Pebbles, is that a friend of yours?
Wow, that's...
Called Pebbles.
Wow.
During Black History Month, Nanners! That's racist! Oh, gosh.
So, while it's saying that.
Mhm.
I am going to knock out yet 2 more of my key points and go, well, I am sorry, as I cast silence around it.
It goes off. It doesn't seem to interfere with the spell. Go ahead and roll me your wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
I'm out of reactions. Please make this.
Again, for a second, your vision starts to go, but you just will yourself to stay. And thankfully, no vision comes across your sight here. But the creature allows the silence to go off and just kind of rights itself a little bit, still sort of floating in that space with its wings flapping. And each of you still hear the voice, though the lips aren't moving anymore. Like I said, you can apologize, and we can start again. Or I can take him by force. But he's coming with me.
I'm going to try again. All right.
Cal is going to
Run.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I don't really know about that one, and he's gonna cast invisibility on himself.
What part?
Good move.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. All right, we are gonna have to roll initiative because the second you do that, this creature starts diving towards you where you once were.
Oh, that's
So does
not
not
fun.
seem keen on losing you, but we're gonna roll initiative.
I promise
Holy
I'm not that important.
I promise I'm not that important, he said.
God, put it out there. It doesn't seem like he's gonna hurt anybody else. Like if he just takes the bartender of Tindertown, we'll just still be here.
Wow. Black
Bartender of
History Month.
Tindertown. Oh my god. Let me get him out here.
Again.
Hopefully not. We'll see how it goes.
Listen, this combat, I remembered my powerful magic item that makes me literally twice as effective. So it's gonna be different.
I'm gonna scooch you guys just so that we're kind of in the center of the map. Place yourselves as you were, because I know that wasn't necessarily the lineup you
Well, I
guys
guess
had.
I would have been here because we were holding hands. I don't know where anyone else was.
Yeah, I just kind of placed us in front of Cal.
Oh well, then I just didn't see you moved, so I can be in front of Cal. That's fine.
Let me swap screens so you guys can see.
Where is the creature, since we're between the creature?
Oh,
the
that's a good
creature's
point.
gonna be the closest to on Rahani's side, so it's gonna be up top.
Okay.
Oh, well then,
Once I show, I apologize. I will show in just a moment. Okay, there we go. And let me switch this guy to the token layer. There you go. You should be able to see him now. It's just like a phalanx in front of Cal now. Thelonious, were you there, or did you want to reposition?
I repositioned.
That was-
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you just did. I just watched
He's
it.
behind Rajani.
we're grouped up so tight.
And it's just like his head is just
Naturally.
constantly like left, right, in between. Just like just trying to
Mhm.
get an idea of what the
Hold
hell's
on.
going on.
Let me roll initiative for this guy. Okay. One more thing. Yeah, fortunately, that is definitely on the higher end. Okay. So you are invisible. Cal, just so you know. You are invisible. Everyone is watching as this devil is clearly trying to make a beeline for where Cal just was. Doesn't seem to be looking at anyone else. But at the start of combat, Locke with a natural 20. Go right ahead and take your turn.
Is it like close yet?
It's where it is right now on the map. Do you see it?
Yeah. I
Okay.
just, since you said it was darting forward, I didn't know how close it got prior to initiative.
Yeah, as initiative is rolled, this is where I'm considering this creature to be.
Okay, so full on guardian mode and immediate 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
20
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
18
Yep,
for both.
both hit. Yeah.
Okay. So that is
Yep. 16.
16. And
Mhm.
I am going to spend my last key point on Flurry of Blows.
Nice. Yep, obviously. Yep. Damn, look at these out the gate, yo. You rolled a nat 20 for your initiative, and now you're coming out with these fantastic
Yep.
rolls. Amazing. That's another 16.
Going out like with a bang.
That's the goal. No, you're good.
Yeah, going out with a bang. So with that, just kind of squaring up, trying to be in its way, essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah. Even as the shots all hit it, it does seem to, each one of them lands, and in a way it kind of feels good, because the creatures that you were fighting before felt kind of like brittle and strange, like you weren't hitting a body. This, you're hitting a body again. But yeah, it doesn't seem to pay attention to you. All the shots land, and you even feel it kind of moving, but eyes are still where it last saw the satyr. But that was your action, your bonus action, a little bit of movement. Are you done?
I am done so long as I am in its way.
Fantastic. That brings us to Ben.
All right. So, this dude has a vibe like he willingly wants to move forward. So I have a certain spell that doesn't like people doing that. I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna fly over here. I'm going to, out of just instinct, go up and over using wings that aren't needed.
Yeah.
And then we will do a little bit of waiting for my computer to be less slow. And there we go. A little bit of that.
Yep.
And I'm using booming blades. The boom flame applies, and that's 16 damage. And then this combat, we're going to remember we have a little thing called illusionist bracers. And whenever you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can cast it again as a bonus action. I could have had twice as many attacks the last combat, and I didn't. But this time we remember. So I'm a booming blade again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he can't be under the same effect twice, so he only gets hit once with thunder if he moves, but the initial damage happens twice, so that's another 16. Well, it's 16 again, because they're both 16.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a movement action and bonus action.
All right. Yeah. You close the distance and slice twice. Both times the spell seems to go off, and rather than kind of any sort of pain or anything, the only things you're hearing are, don't have time for this. And at the end of your turn, it is the beginning of his. He is going to use, let me just double check. His bonus action to teleport.
Rude.
To where he last saw you. He's kind of assuming he ran as well, but he's going to pop over there. And he is going to, let me just double check something.
Don't want that.
He's going to activate his insidious aura. I need everybody, except Ben, because he's out of range, to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, shit, Thelonious! Holy shit! I'm so proud of you, dude! Amazing! Yeah, you, Rahani and Thelonious do pass. Let me double check.
Did I get my reaction back?
You did her. Yeah, I would say so, because we got like a full,
Rested, right? You short rested.
See how fast that was? Sounds ready.
It's here for you. Who's that being used on?
He's throwing a big old nasty gauze full of the last he's swilling the last bit of ammonia, smelling salt out, and just literally hucking it at Locke.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say Cal unfortunately is out of line of sight, or because it does say you need to see, so you're good anyway.
Yep, I was gonna do going to Locke.
Yeah, but you are hit with a very familiar thing, and you, with a 17, barely make the DC. So thankfully, everybody who passed is going to take half damage and is not stunned. I have to roll this out manually because I didn't make the... Oh, well, actually, I'll roll it out individually. The first 3d6 is fire damage, and the second 3d6 is necrotic.
Oh, gross.
Rude. Also, his silence is still up.
So it's a 28 divided by
I
2.
believe so. I guess, right? The silence would still be up.
Just where that is matters for spells. The one I used
true.
doesn't have a verbal component, but
I think it's where you are, because it was... I imagine you put the silence on that creature, right, Locke?
It happens to an area, I believe.
Yeah, but like you can center it on a point, and I imagine you didn't put it on your team so much as you put it on the creature, right? Yeah. So I would say, Ben, you're probably in it, but the rest of the team I don't think would be. But we can hash that out in a moment. So with that...
any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage.
All right. Well, unfortunately...
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, the thunder damage. I didn't think about that. How much thunder damage did you do? It's fine. We can figure it out in a bit.
He hasn't moved yet. Teleporting doesn't count as movement.
Oh, that's what it was. Exactly. It's when he actually...
I was just double checking that very rule.
Yeah.
Because you better believe I'm gonna watch like a hawk when I got a booming blade up.
Yup. As he teleports and changes position, you see his eyes just kind of scouring the area, and they're just black and thick and inky, with just a little bit of white on the ends, so you can tell where he seems to be looking. But he seems to just sort of extend his arms, and the thorns that are around him just kind of lash out and whip at everybody in this area. Some of you kind of managing to will yourself out of this, what seems to be a magical effect in this area, but it does seem to hit Thelonious, even though he doesn't seem to see you at the moment. But does damage take you out of it? Or you're stunned, I guess, so you probably can't even concentrate anymore. Cal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said Thelonious. Sorry, Dennis.
Yeah, Cal got hit hard and is no longer concentrating because I am stunned.
All right, and that was his action and bonus action, but for flavor, the rest of you see one of the hands reaching for a now stunned Calcepitus. But that's the end of his turn, so that's it for him. I will go to Cal. Cal, you can go ahead and roll me another wisdom saving throw to try and break free of your stun. This would be at the end of your turn, unfortunately, so if you do pass, you still lose your turn. Oh my god! Hell yes! You do pass. No problem.
Right.
You kind of snap out of it in time to watch that sort of long, clawed hand come towards you. It hasn't made connection yet, but you're out of your stun. You do unfortunately lose your turn because it gets you out at the end of your turn, but you are there.
Wait, how did you get stunned?
I got hit with the aura, yeah.
He failed the stun, or the save. So he got
the arrow stuns you.
from the
Gotcha,
aura.
gotcha. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone else passed. It was fucking great rolls. Rahani, you are up.
Okay, let's see here.
Musketeers.
Let us, I guess first and foremost, we're going to activate the Crimson Rite. And right now we're going to do the, which one is this one? We're going to do Rite of the Dawn, which is the radiant damage one, and makes me resistance to necrotic damage. So let me roll that d4.
Please be a 1.
Two,
Right.
that's fine.
It's not bad.
And then I need to double check if the blood maledict is also at the same time with that. I think it is. I think it is. So I'm also going to amplify it so I can add the additional Blood of the Curse of the Marked, which, with it amplified, not only does my next attack roll I make against the target before the end of my turn have advantage, but it marks the creature that you can see within 30 feet of you until the end of my turn, my next turn, whenever I hit the cursed creature with a weapon for which I have the active Crimson Right, I roll an additional Hemocraft die for extra damage. So
Exactly.
So I'll roll another d4 to
She's in
activate.
hunty mode.
Oh, another 2. Cool. So 4 altogether. And then I'll shooty shoot.
Hit me with your shoddy shot. Damn, yeah, that absolutely is.
Cool
27.
beans.
Good lord.
And then, so that's a 6 for that, and then a radiant. That's a 3, and then additional 4, and then the additional just because just for flavor, might as well do the disturb the the no mercy for the wicked thing to add more radiant damage. So altogether that is like 8. That's like 8 radiant damage, and then like 6 just regular piercing.
Physical damage, exactly. Yeah. You feel your abilities go off, and the shot lands, and you watch him kind of whirl around as it sinks into his shoulder. For the first time in a bit, kind of looks up at you again. It just seems to kind of point at you, almost like, almost scolding you in a way, but silently. Hand still going towards Cal, though. But he did not like that shot. Did not feel good.
Yeah. Well, I don't like him, so that's fine. Let's see. Is there anything else I can do right now? I think those were bonuses, so I think that is it. He's not undead, correct? He's just devil.
You're getting full devil off this mother. Definitely does not seem undead. Yeah, no worries. So is that the end of your turn? Let me consult my drink.
Yeah, honestly. Remind me, for devils, they're not counted as fiends, correct?
No, they are. They absolutely
are. That's another additional. I forgot. With the Disturb the Wicked, it's a D8 if it's a aberration or fiend or whatever. So that's another.
Oh, I thought that was fucking yeah. Roll me another one. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
4. So, so 12 radiant damage altogether.
4.
Okay.
Exactly.
Then I'm done.
All right, sounds good. So that brings us to Thelonious.
All right. He's drinking a potion's a bonus action, right?
For you, yeah. If you're drinking your own potion,
right. He's going to pound his experimental elixir, and he didn't label them because that's who he is. So time to find out what I get. Hey, I got hit points back. All right, so I'll link it here.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep, wallet text. So
2d4 plus 5.
5.
Yeah.
Of course. That tracks. So he gets 8 back. Nope, that's not. Jesus.
That's the opposite.
Yep, there we go. Got it. And he's going to scurry. He's going to scamper scurry over here. Because he realized he's poorly positioned.
It's the other side of Ronnie.
And kind of begrudgingly and not happily, kind of take out like one of his potions, shakes it up, and then just like kind of detonates it at the feet of Locke. I still don't like you. But he's going to cast Enlarge specifically on the punching person, and hopes that will help. So you should get, I believe,
the punching person.
Correct. So yeah, you get an additional 1d4 to your damage because you're bigger now. So
Okay.
go get him, Tiger.
I love that you made the thing you're terrified of bigger.
Yeah, he's not. This is. Yeah.
Right now, it's just a particularly enlarged elven woman.
We got Big Lock.
It's
on the
Yeah,
field.
it's not as scary, I guess.
Yeah. Amazing. All right,
it is,
so
Not gonna have any of the creepy fanged grins.
he's
so-
not looking at you.
Yep.
you like broke the bottle on her like knee and then just looked away. Good luck. But yes, that would be the end of your turn. That brings us back to Big Lock. It is your turn.
Right. So, let's see.
You also have an advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Ooh,
Comes
nice.
down to it. Yeah.
So, stomp, stomp, stomp. Punchy punch.
Floating. There's no stopping. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yes, 19 hits.
I will grind its bones to make my bread.
I still stomp in the air. The 11 does unfortunately miss.
Don't forget,
Okay.
Foozca's flanking rules. I don't know if that was something you wanted to try, but
Yeah.
I believe you still had more than enough room to get to polar
If you
opposite.
if you use your movement to get on the exact opposite side
Okay.
of Cal, then you'll have advantage. There you go.
Okay, then I will go for that.
Yeah, so we'll say that those two counted as your first one. So a 19
Right,
still
because
hits.
he's not stunned anymore. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He popped out.
That 21.
Jeez, absolutely.
All right. So this plus 8 for the first
8?
one.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah. You got meteor hands than
11.
usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Bounce.
Nice. Uh-huh.
And
Stuff with bonus action?
bonus action. I don't have anything I can do for my bonus action, I think, because I am out of key points.
You could still do your unarmed strike as just one, as a bonus
Oh,
action.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Punch him a third
Awesome.
time.
Yay, monk.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
And then
Alright, nice.
gotta
Oh, yeah, you need another
add the D4. So. Another 11.
Two's all the way out. No, you got 3 and then 2. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Let me do the damage in my brain. Very nice. You're leaving a mark. You can tell he's not at bloody, but you can tell he's feeling these. He's just laser focused at the moment.
He's getting
but I
hits
believe-
with fists the size of his solar plexus.
He is. It's not good for. It doesn't feel good either. The radiant and the punches are no. I believe that's the end of your turn.
Yes, that would be the end of my turn.
Okay, great. That brings us to Ben.
Yeah, it does. Roll 20, why are you being so slow? Here we go. Okay, I got the moves. Alright. What are you laughing about?
Just super big lock is cracking me up.
That is a man of exquisite taste.
You sit there and mind your own business. Alright. I got all sorts of competing bonus action nonsense, but I think I still want to use it for a second attack, so that is fine. My advantage here, I'm not going to move. This is where I want to be. I just didn't know what I'm rolling. I don't think
I'm sorry. You're flat,
it's
unfortunately, just because.
I was going to say, I think it's exact opposite, right? Just check.
Exactly. Yeah.
Alrighty then. So a little bit of that. And then it's a
Hits?
bonus action, a little bit of that.
Hits? Yeah,
Hell
guys,
yeah.
I just for the record, none of you have missed. You have a 100% hit rate against my guy. It's wild.
That damn banishment.
Hell yeah!
Damn.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I just wish that banishment went off.
Yeah, max.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Those are great. Joe,
Damn.
you trying to
Jeez.
get kicked off the team? I would never.
He's
but,
getting
you know. Flames
I mean,
walloped.
I rolled a 9 on the first attack. It's still sub 10.
that's a good point. Yeah, all right.
The damage is not bad though.
Spicy.
But
Alright.
yeah, 2 cracks
Yeah.
of stone, 2 booming blades,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 dares to get this guy to fucking walk
So
away.
this guy actually walks away. It's gonna be Hiroshima, basically, right? He's
Well,
just gonna
no, you can't be under the effect of the same.
Oh, okay.
You
I
can't be
thought
under
he had
the,
like 4 of these things stacked.
no.
Dude, it was stacked. Jeez.
They only last 1 round, and you can't be under the effect of the same spell twice.
Okay,
So the
got it,
second
got it.
booming blade overrides the first,
Understood.
and that
Amazing.
will do.
All right. At the end of your turn, that's the beginning of his. He does not love being surrounded. And just sort of takes a look around. All right. Well, you did have to make this a pain in my ass, so I guess I'll make it a pain in yours. Raises a hand and snaps one of his fingers and summons.
Dude, this guy can snap with only 1 finger. We should run.
How do you even?
It's just
I don't know
it's
how
just
this
the
works.
crack of his finger breaking and then snapping back into position.
Yup. But hold on 1 second. Oh, it didn't work.
Ah, a
Fantastic.
silhouette.
Wait a second. It's a silhouette, guys. Look out!
Unknown person.
Oh,
That looks even scarier. I don't know why.
it is totally meant to look like that. I'm going
Guest
to
profile.
I'm gonna grab the correct freaking token. But those who actually, you know what? I'm just gonna cheat.
I can help
Hold
you,
on.
Susan.
This is gonna be alarming for a second. Don't be alarmed. Everything's fine.
I got some
promise.
tokens. Do you want some tokens?
I do have plenty of tokens, but I don't know why this particular one did not work. But for those who are watching, I'll describe as these creatures are coming up, but with a snap, 2 sort of shadow shades kind of come up to its left and its right on opposite side of it. With sort of long green hair, but on its face it does not seem to be hair at all. Growing out of its face seem to be what look like sort of tentacles with sort of spikes at the ends. It is holding what looks to be a glaive of some kind and spins and looks ready for combat as he has summoned 2 bearded devils to help him. And this token nonsense is still being an ass, so I'm going to do one more thing and then I'm going to carry on with his turn and fix it as it's someone else's turn.
It's okay
So
to
it
ask for help.
doesn't- Nah, I got it. Da, da, da. Yeah, I don't know why it's being mean to me. It's so rude. Okay, I will pull this guy up instead, so you guys also will have a nice visual of him. He's going to be huge. Don't be alarmed. I will size him down, but he's going to be gigantic for a second.
Ah!
You get to see him in all his detail there, but 2 of those motherfuckers pop up on either side of him, and then I will assign them correctly. But that is his bonus action, and with his action, he's going to reach out for Cal and try to hit him, essentially. As his sort of clawed hand is going towards you, you can recognize that it seems to be sort of on fire and also kind of glowing in some green color. And just because you were hit with those thorns earlier, you're imagining this is likely fire and necrotic damage that is about to hit you. So normal attacks, he's gonna go. He gets 2. Ooh. 16 and an 18.
Those both miss, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Mhm. Absolutely, my guy.
They missed me. Hide behind me.
Oh my god. Okay, so with that, they both hit. God, because it's. God damn it, my character sheet is losing its mind. Yeah, so unfortunately, that does hit you, which means you get to take. My character sheet is losing its mind. So this is. It's 2d6 fire, 2d6 necrotic for each hit, and if you hit both times, I'm just gonna roll them at once. So it's 4d6 fire and then 4d6 necrotic.
This is your dead damage, is what Fuse is trying to say.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
I roll like ass, which might be the case. It's not.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, that's enough.
Not that much.
First one, and then. Yeah.
You have shield, right? You have shield? You got shield? You
I
have shield,
don't.
right? Damn.
Don't.
That's the bearded devil's initiative.
Oh
know.
God, why are you in the negative? Oh my God.
That 15 did it.
Oh no.
Yep, the first one wasn't enough, but lucky for you, that is his full turn. As he summons the bearded devils, attacks twice. Cal is out, and this isn't necessarily happening. It's just for flavor. You do see the devil kind of wrap his arm around him and look ready to teleport on his next turn, but he does not have that turn right now.
Guys!
So that is... That's the end of his turn. Cal, at the start of your turn, make sure on your sheet it says 2GM so that you whisper me this roll.
Okay.
But you're going to be rolling what is considered a death saving throw. You're going to click death save on your sheet, but you're going to click it twice because you have disadvantage.
Okay.
All right. Unfortunately, that is your turn, and that brings us to Rahani.
So I'm gonna be doing something interesting. It is called No Mercy for the Wicked. Essentially, it entails I can harm someone as I'm healing someone. So first, I want to try to cure wounds on Cal at 2nd level.
Okay, got it.
All right, so 10.
Yep.
Should I make my wisdom saving throw, or am I good? I'm so
That's a good question to ask, but you don't need to.
Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. And so, wisdom, no mercy for the wicked. I pick a creature within 30 feet of me, and they sends a surge of light towards it. That target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed, it takes radiant damage equal to half of the hit points of the first target regained.
Sounds good.
And if it's successful, then they take half.
All right, sounds good. Also, thank you for the raid, Shiny. I hope you had an awesome stream. Let me just shout him out real quick, and then I'm gonna hopefully roll you a fail.
Please. Please.
Wisdom saving throw.
Please.
He's got good wisdom.
Please. Oh, you're not a celestial, so I can say this. I fucking hate this man. I hate
this
man.
guy.
So I guess half of 5, I guess.
Is it half of half?
Yeah, because if it's
because
it's half of what they healed for, and on a successful save, it's half of that. So half of 5.
So we'll say 2. We usually round down. So he does take 2 damage from the heal. And his claws are still kind of, trying to wrap around Cal, but as you come up and touch, you see him just kind of hiss in your direction. This could just be so much easier.
Yeah, well, I don't like you, so suck it up.
And Cal, you thankfully seem to come to once again. Out for just a moment, but long enough to feel an arm try to wrap around you, and then Rahani's touch bringing you back.
Was it 5 health?
It's 10 health for you.
It's 10.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
Ooh, spicy. So that was your
I don't think
action?
I have anything else. Yeah, that's my action technically. Let me see. Bonuses. Let me check something. What are my channel divinity spells?
One's turn undead. I don't know about the other one.
Yeah, I don't think this subclass has has a channel divinity, so that's why. Yeah, I don't really have much. I guess I'll just use the channel divinity to get an extra spell slot back. That's all I will really do.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, to replenish yourself. It is a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so at the end of Rahani's turn, that brings us to Thelonious.
Okay. This is all kinds bad. All right. Let's see if he's a coward. So let's see if he has. All right. Getting a little bravery here. He is going to scoot. What's his name is still being held, right?
For flavor, he's not actually grappled. It was more just like he could tell, like you could tell he's trying to collect him at the moment.
Oh, that's rude.
So, like being collected.
Okay. He's gonna cast Acid Splash. And he's going to. Oh no, I'm concentrating. Yeah. So that's not concentration.
Just
Yep.
going all over.
Well, it's like Escape Inspired would be a good move too, but I'm concentrating on keeping Big Lock. So did I just not roll that? Why didn't that roll?
I mean, it's a
They make
save.
a dick save.
It's a deck
Yeah.
save, yeah.
Oh, it is the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Don't worry.
So it's
It's
for
all good,
the two closest to me. So the big dog and the beard guy.
Okay, got the
both got a
big
big
dog and the
saves.
beard boy. All right,
Yep.
let's go. Big guy
What?
first.
Did I really roll 2 2s?
I did.
Oh, but I add my score because hold on. Anyway, yeah, yep, of course, yep, that's 24. Excellent.
Hey!
Okay, so
but that
I
guy
do
rolled terribly. Yay!
Get
All right.
extra damage because it is. Where is it?
Let's
I think it's
see.
my Master Alchemist thingy. Alchemist font. Whenever you cast a spell using your you get a bonus roll to the roll. All right, so as long as it deals acid fire, so I'm good, and it's my intelligence modifier. So that horrible 4 turns into a lovely 9.
A sick 9.
That's
All right,
sick
sounds
9.
good.
Huge damage. And then as my bonus action, I am going to cast Healing Word on Cordyceps, so I can keep the half fur fungi in the fight. So here you go, sir. Here is
Amazing.
Healing Word, level 1. There you
Oh,
go.
whoops! I listed them wrong.
So it's 1d4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10.
Plus 5. I don't know. Does it
okay,
double?
I think so. Alchemical Savant.
Oh, yes,
That restores hit points, or be it. So I think it's plus 10.
Yeah. Yep. I think you are right. That's fine.
Whatever gives me more health is what we should go with,
That
you
rolls.
know?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, there you go.
Oh, very nice. 13. So you're back up to 23.
Oh,
All right, you could almost survive one shot. So now
Yeah.
I'm going to, you just gotta duck the second one, man. You gotta duck. That's huge. You gotta, I moved what 25 to get here. 20. I can't hide behind.
You can't make
I'm
it
sorry,
your
I'm
hiding
sorry.
spot behind Rahani anymore. No, you're good. Oh, you drew on
Did
it.
you
yeah.
just draw that instead of?
I
You
did.
did.
I'm so
This
sorry.
guy- It's okay.
He's
You're
gonna
good.
get big mad.
Dennis is laughing because most, like, on all my other rooms, I make it so that drawing is disabled because people are children. I don't want them getting distracted. So that's why he was like, "Oh, sorry." No, you're good. All right. That brings us to the top of the initiative. I will mention it is 10. So if you would like, we can go for another round, but we can stop here. I'll leave that up to the team. If anyone needs to go, don't worry. It's totally fine. I know it is a weeknight.
I did have an idea for mine, which unfortunately did not involve throwing hands because it will take an action.
Uh-huh. Well, let me just get a lay of the land. Is everyone okay for a little bit more? Or would
I can do an extra round.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're here for another round, so go right ahead, Locke.
Locke will glance briefly in Thelonius's direction, mouth that she is sorry, and drop her shape change.
Mm-hmm.
Because changelings are also fae.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
so they are going to then snarl with like full on fanged mouth, bright red accents to their skin tone from the like battle rage going on. and snarl at the devil, going, wouldn't I be more valuable, to try and convince him to change his attention.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Wish me luck, guys. I am not proficient in this.
Mood.
Okay.
Shit. Which it wasn't supposed to be an advantage. I still had that on from the attacks.
Yeah,
so.
you're good. Again, as per usual, we'll use the first one. But you see the
10
head
isn't
tilt
great.
in your direction.
10
The
isn't
enormous
great.
horns tilting, but interesting.
Shit.
Maybe, if we have time. But you see the focus is still on Cal.
Yeah. That
But
10
I
was
would
not
say
great.
you do have very high passive insight, so I think
Yeah.
you would notice that he's still number one, but if you can't have Cal, you might be the next target instead. Yeah. All right, so...
Maybe it'll split his focus.
Yeah.
And because I did not attack, I don't have that bonus action attack. So I think that ends my turn.
I do believe it does. All right, so with that, that brings us to the Bearded Devils. I think because they're split, they're going to also split, especially in reference to what they just saw. So the one below Cal is going to attack Cal. The one above
Ew.
Locke is going to attack Cal. Okay, that's the wrong character sheet, Foos. All right, there it is. It
Is
makes
it the
2
shirt?
attacks. It's the...
They just.
It's the shirt. So first attacks are for Cal, second are for Locke. But here's a beard and a glaive. Okay, so beard hits Cal, glaive misses. These next 2 rolls are for Locke, beard, and glaive.
Does not hit. Does not hit.
Sick. So only 1 beard for Cal. Much to your horror, the stab for the glaive seems to just kind of go right past you, and you kind of shimmy out of the way in time. But in leaning forward and missing that shot, the beard extends and reaches for you, and that
I
seems to
scream
land.
in terror, mainly because it's a sentient beard.
Valid. Entirely valid.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, DC 12, as the sentient beard is reaching out for you. Fantastic roll! You are not poisoned, and that is so huge because if you were poisoned, you couldn't regain hit points if that landed. So you couldn't be healed for a minute. So huge, huge save.
That is harsh.
So you pass, but those are the Bearded Devils. They made their attacks. Locke is just fucking dodging or blocking them, but the beard did manage to kind of latch on for a second. But that's the end of their turn. That brings us to Ben.
Well, you've inconveniently put all these peoples too close to my friends. I'm trying to...
Kill him, Ben.
Correct.
Problem is, if I do what I want to do, I hurt my team, and I can't do that because we don't have lots
death
of health.
saves hurt.
I mean, you in particular would be fine, but
Okay.
everybody else not so much.
I'm very much a player where it's like, will I die? Then go for it.
The answer is no. You have my consent.
Yeah.
Probably not for the other 2, but what we will do... Damn, that would hit everybody too. Why y'all gotta be all up in my way? Okay. We will settle for backup plan. And as a bonus action, I'm just gonna grab your bicep, Cal, and just use a little stone magic, and we're gonna wait for my character sheet to cooperate and hit Stone Aegis. So just kind of your colors get muted again as you effectively are protected by stone. Up to you. You've got a non-organic arm. Is it more affected by this change of inorganicness?
It just falls off.
I would just assume it is more effectively turned to stone than the rest. Maybe.
I know.
In any case,
Mhm.
all the physical damages are reduced by 4, and a teleport that doesn't exist for me is available, so therefore not available.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we gonna do? Yeah, we're not gonna do the good thing. We're just gonna do the smart thing. Oh. So green flame blade. The guy, I didn't need to hit that. I needed to hit the attack. Cheat. Be less ridiculous. Thank you. I'm still stabbing the main guy. That might miss.
14 does not hit.
Well,
That's the
then
first
it
hit of the
doesn't
round.
hit.
Or miss, excuse me.
Come on, Joe.
Oh, God.
What do you mean? Come on! I got nothing. I can't make that into a hit.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
should've hit him.
All right. On his turn, he's going to think for a second because Foozca needs to think for a second. Yeah, he's going after Cal again. He'll take his 2 swipes
God, I need you to duck.
and save his thing. Okay.
I don't
So
think
2
his
swipes.
attack is affected by my protective magic at all.
Not his, but the bearded
Yeah.
devils. Yeah. This character sheet is wigging out. 2
That's
rolls.
what
Here we go.
That's a shame. Really,
Oh,
really, Foos?
fuck.
Really, Foos? A fucking
Fuck.
27? This boy can be a paladin,
I'm
and
sorry.
every single piece of his armor can be magic as fuck, and he's still gonna hit.
Sorry. They both.
Yeah, but you're gonna
land.
roll shit damage though, probably.
Uh-huh.
Totally gonna
The
roll.
bar's pretty low
shit
right
damage.
now.
Shit damage.
Right. Yeah, totally.
He's out again.
Yeah.
Like up to the Foozca channel.
That's the
Santos, and
exact
have-
same amount of damage as the previous time, too. It's the exact same amount of damage.
Literally. Okay.
Rude.
Just double checking. As this, like, both slashes come out at you and just kind of cross against your chest, slicing into your very nice nightshirt, but
No!
leaving you in tatters. But with the second swipe, just seems to hook an arm around your waist, and he's going to use his bonus action to teleport. Doesn't have.
It's been real, y'all.
It's been a good time. Oh shit. Okay, he's gonna be nearly off the map. I'm just gonna scooch him off to the edge. He would teleport 60 feet away with Cal. So the 2 of them reappear quite a distance away. I'm gonna say it there. And then I don't have the map space for it, but he is continuing off in that direction. He would use the rest of his movement to start running, or floating, essentially. So it's another 30 feet. So he's roughly 90 feet from where you guys are now. I'm going to shimmy everyone on the map a little bit just so I can get that
Thunder
space.
damage.
What'd you say?
He's finally moving. Thunder damage.
It only
Correct.
lasts for a round.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, you didn't correct. Yep.
I was
That's
trying. I was trying.
He waited it out.
I'm gonna go this way instead.
I was trying
Yeah,
for
that way
you.
he's still on the map. But you guys watch in horror as Cal's body is toted off in the other direction. But that is the end of his turn, which brings us to Cal. And you're still on GM mode. Please roll me your death saves at disadvantage still.
At disadvantage?
Yep. Okay. I just
He's
noticed
got a
it's
shirt
one
on.
in the bottom. He does have a shirt on. Unfortunately, that doesn't make him better at death saving throws. But I do appreciate the effort. Okay, at the end of his turn, that brings us to Rahani.
Well, let's see here. Go away. I guess shooting right now.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what you need. That hits.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So, first, we'll do Disturb the Wicked. That's apparently a 3. And then the 2 Rite of Dawns. 2. God, the Radiants are not hitting as well as they should.
Jeez, that's rough. Yeah.
Longbow stuff. So 6 radiant damage and 10 piercing.
Thank you.
And then she's gonna move.
That's with your D8 for it being a Fiendos?
Yeah.
Yeah, she rolled awful. That's why we were like,
Yeah, that's.
I was,
So
I was
angry.
rooting for you. I was hoping there was some more.
Homie, me too. I was rooting for that too. I was wondering if the spite would come through, but apparently not today.
The good news is, with that shot, you recognize that he is, for a devil, bloodied. You guys have knocked him down to just below half hit points.
Oh, just half.
Just half. Is that the end of your turn?
Half, guys. Yep, I can't reach Cal to heal, so I can't.
All right. That brings us to Thelonious.
Thelonious is gonna be like, I've never seen something that gets hit so often. Why even bother wearing armor? But I got. Oh, you better commission me for armor. So he's just upset at the whole situation.
Oh my gosh.
But he's going to move up. Still riding that little bit of courage that he was able to roll out of himself.
Oh.
Well, actually, hold on. I'll have to roll myself appropriately here. I assume, like, he's not significantly bigger than Cal, right? Can I see him from here?
No, he's a medium size. Cal is the size of this crew. Well, Cal's little, but you know, he's a regular sized devil. So yeah, you can absolutely see him.
He's gonna take his sling, roll up his sleeve, and see this kind of like weird, like kind of mechanical contraption, and load the sling in there, and put one of his potions in, and try to aim it. And he's just kind of eyeballing. It's a little shaky, but he's going to cast Healing Word through that potion that he's going to launch at Cal. So,
it's dope. It's dope.
And,
Come on,
hey, I
mouse
got
man!
another 13 back, so it's just, like it just kind of explodes into this green mist, which smells faintly of menthol, and it's like, stop dying!
I was in the grasp of the devil, just like floating in the ether, and I just get smacked with a glass bottle and just like inhale all this menthol, and I'm just like.
And you look up just to see the devil looking down at you, just snarling. Like,
Even from like 90 feet away, they could just hear another like terrified scream.
Well, at least there's confirmation that he's conscious again.
He'll turn to Rajani. I think that worked. And that's it.
All right. That brings us back to the top of the initiative, which is where we will unfortunately have to end our session. So we're gonna come back to this attempts to steal Cal in action. But he is
Damn it,
thankfully
Cal, why
not.
have to be a damsel?
I said at the
Genuinely.
beginning, he's a very mid character. Like he's not good at anything. He's not very bad at anything. He's just here.
Genuinely,
Well,
like.
technically, right now he's there, and that's the problem.
When I was rating this encounter, I was like, the Fey creatures. So if Locke had not shapeshifted, it would have been between the two of you. But since he couldn't tell, it was like that one.
The funny thing is, technically Rahani, she is a hexblood, so she does also count as fake.
Yup. But he
I'm
can't
also-
tell by looking at you.
You just can't tell.
He's not very good at his job, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently so.
he's
Which
like,
I'm
that's
over
the
here,
obvious
like-
one.
Like, out of character, I'm over here going, don't devils have true sight?
Man,
No, this one
he sucks at
does
his
not.
job.
Some of the high level ones do, but not
I mean, good ones. These
No,
are little
yeah.
bitch demons.
He does
Apparently.
not. Yeah. No, he's also, as most of you kind of picked up on, there was a sort of like, oh, hey, our guardian avatar is gone, and then this motherfucker slips in. So I think also just your characters would start recognizing, like, it feels as though he's on a time limit. It's like, I gotta get in and out before something happens, and hence the urgency. But I'm gonna have everyone introduce themselves again, or say goodbye, really. Let me know where you guys can be found. And in the meantime, also don't forget to please whisper me your votes for tonight for inspiration for next session. But I think we'll get started. I just see like Netters' empty chair. Like, guess not with him. There he's back. Okay. You know what? We'll start with Xanthos because I tried to kidnap him today, so I think he gets the say and talking first.
I am currently mid nap. So it's kind of an in progress kidnapping. But hello, it's your boy Xanthos. You can find me over at twitch.tv/campfire stories. Currently running through my own D&D campaign every other Monday, as well as Dragon Age, Baldur's Gate 3, Bioshock 2, and sometimes Sea of Thieves. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ava.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava, here. You can find me anywhere at Madame Ava Couture. This week coming up, hopefully we're going back to our Thirsty Sword Lesbian campaign. January just was a bitch to us medically for some reason. Hopefully we'll be back for that on Exquisite Corpse Presents, Lunasan Student Ray, and then on Girls Run These Worlds on Tuesdays, it's the season or series finale of Monster Hearts 2. Right now, my character is, kidnapped her sister, and she's in a tree fort because everything sucks right now. So that's fun. We'll see if we can make it to this Valentine's Day dance. Otherwise, just find me anywhere, Madame Ava Couture. Happy Black History Month, everyone. Give the black people in your life reparations. Yay! It's February. I'm gonna do that pitch all the time. Foozca's not stopped me yet.
No, you're good. Let's go. Also, I'm very busy. But anyway, did you pass it off to someone?
Nanners.
Oh boy, I don't know if I can follow up with that. I'm Netters. Sometimes Don Dario, Netterino, whatever amalgamation people throw at me. Also on Fridays, often known as Fuck You Netters. But I do DM the Legacy campaign on Fridays, which is tomorrow. And it's kind of up in the air. We'll see if we actually play. But if not, it will definitely be here for Saturday, where I will be very cranky. Although somewhat happy because I won't be able to beat the brakes off of somebody who chased for a while. But that's pretty much it. You can usually cast me in Foozca Disco playing something. Is there anything else pertinent I need to say? I don't think so. Let's see. Joe, that fucking glorious beard, my man. Take it away.
Thank you.
Joe Man Joe.
Thank you. It's not like these devils. It's a nice beard. It's okay to touch. It's
Yes.
soft. My name's Joe, and I'm hanging out here on Fridays on Legacy, and on Sundays Dispel Logic, play Dungeons and Dragons. When we're not plagued with technical difficulties, we're about to head across the country to a monastery to get a guy to help with the war effort. And presumably, nothing bad will happen along the way because D&D rarely has encounters along the road. And then sometimes I'm on my channel. Is Microcosmic God. I'm in the Discord and whatever. And in 21 days I'll be white with a capital H. But until then, I guess reparations for black people. I'm not going to argue. Evie, you want to wrap it up?
Hi, I am Evie, the Disaster GM, Director of Altered Echo Archives, and currently hanging out over here. But this Sunday, we will be doing episode 25 of Empyrean Rising, a cipher system-based game in a homebrew world called Pendula, where magic is slowly waking back up from an era of being asleep and inactive. Some shit is going down. People are freaking out. People are changing. Foozca's character is sneaking into battle where quite literally, suddenly, Philip, a bear, appeared in a flash of purple lightning. But yeah, it's totally fun. It's definitely interesting, diverse and interesting and fun cast, including someone who has a tentacle for an arm and a crab leg. But yes, it's fun. Catch us there every other Sunday, and not just this month, but every month, reparations to Black people and reparations to First Nations and various other BIPOC.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, cool it. Right now we only have to do it 1 month a year. You're blowing up our spot. Just be cool.
No.
All the time, every
Just for
time,
clarification,
yeah.
he's joking.
No. So yeah.
Someone might not know
for
Joe. He's a good guy.
For clarification, he is joking. But for Evie's sake, no. But yes, so I think that I was the last of the players, so I'm just going to kick it back to our oh so wonderful DM, Foozca.
Hello. That's me. I'm Foozca. Oh, it's time to hydrate. I just hydrated, but I'll hydrate again. Sauced up stinky grandpa. Excuse me.
That's my boy, sauced up stinky grandpa.
What?
You just said words.
Good old Sus G.
I got a message. My
Such
attention
G.
shifted for like 10 seconds. I come back.
Thank you for the hydrate and for your fantastic name. But yes, I'm Foozca. I'm the DM for this, and on Saturday, difficult terrain as well. Netters is trying to kill us, I think, on Fridays because we're wrapping up the campaign. And he definitely tried to kill my boy Zolan, and I'm still not cool about it.
It's fine. We gotta pick 2 locks and we're out.
Yeah, it's 4, isn't it? Anyway, I will be on Evie's channel this Sunday as Kiyama in the Altered Echo Archives, which is super fun. And then every other Monday you can catch me on Rev's channel, who I think I saw him in chat earlier, but if you're not here, don't worry. He's awesome. He streams all the time. But we're doing Pathfinder game, and that is an absolute blast as well. So, thank you very. You need to tell me that. I'll fix that. We'll fix Evie's
Literally the
information
first
afterward.
time I've noticed. Literally the first time I've noticed.
I apologize. We'll definitely fix that then. Evie's information will be fixed for next stream, and I apologize. But
it's okay. While I might have one, I prefer you to go to our website that probably needs to be updated.
Okay, we will update those for sure. But in general, we're gonna go raid Blue Cottage D&D. They have raided me a bunch of times. I have been a fan of theirs for a little while. They're awesome, so we're gonna go say hi to them. I think I raided them another time, but yeah, we gotta return fire because they raided me numerous times, so I love them. Let's go say hi and give them some love. Have a wonderful weekend and stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. And we're gonna go say goodbye. So go say hi to Blue Cottage D&D. Have a good night. Bye.